What's going on, everybody? How are you doing? John out here with you. Unfortunately, on the color cast side, Griffin Cast is not going to be able to be with me tonight because he's feeling a little bit under the weather. So I'm going to handle the play-by-play and commentary for you tonight as far as give you the complete game story at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com. And selfishly, this is a chance for me to cover my own team here tonight and see what the Pistons actually look like. So let's get into the Roto-Wire starting lineup. So last season, the Pistons were 23-59. They're 1-0 with a win over the Orlando Magic just a couple days ago, head coached by Dwayne Casey. So it's Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey in the backcourt with Sadiq Bey, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Isaiah Stewart. On the bench, you'll normally see Corey Joseph, Killian Hayes, Hamidou Diallo, Kevin Knox, and Jalen Duren. Out for the Pistons tonight will be Marvin Bagley III. His knee issue is going to keep him out until at least November. And Alec Burks and Isaiah Livers will both be day-to-day. So Cade, Jaden, Sadiq, Bojan, and Isaiah Stewart, as mentioned, as they're shown on the Valley Sports Detroit side. That's the feed I got. That's all I'm going to have because of the local game. No league pass today. Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson will be set to tip it up for the New York Knicks. Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein will be usually off the bench, and Quentin Grimes will be day-to-day. So going into this contest, again, no Griffin Cass. He's not going to be with me tonight, so I'm going to be handling full play-by-play and coverage here for the Detroit Pistons and New York Knicks. HopefulSportsGuy.wordpress.com. We're going over the starting lineups. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Isaiah Stewart. And for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. We're going to get that officially in for the recording. The Knicks come into this game after the overtime loss to the Memphis Grizzlies there, 115-112 in overtime. Julius Randle had 24. Cam Reddish had 22. Pistons come off a win of the Orlando Magic. It was a 113-109 win in regulation with 24 points for Bogdanovic and 19 points for Jaden Ivey. So again, selfishly, I get a chance to cover my own team tonight and see what they're all about and see what ends up happening in this game. Supposedly, I've heard that Jaden Ivey is one of the fastest men in all the land when it comes to the NBA hardwood. So we get a chance to actually check him out tonight and see what he's all about. Interestingly to me, the Knicks are 7.5-point favorites in this contest. So we will see if that continues to be the case. And because when you think about the Grizzlies and stuff a couple days ago with the Knicks gave them quite a scare. We're at MSG right now, one of the few buildings that are left that don't have a corporate name. And I'm always happy to see that. So it's Isaiah Stewart and Mitchell Robinson for the tip. And Robinson's going to get it. Evan Fournier is going to control. And he's going to leave it now for Jalen Brunson. He's with his dad in New York. It was the big pick up here for the Knicks, and we'll see what Jalen Brunson's all about. So Evan Fournier has got it on the right wing side, going to pass across to R.J. Barrett, trying to get around Bojan Bogdanovic. Goes the baseline. Fournier is wide open from the right wing side. That's a missed assignment there by the Pistons, and Fournier makes them pay. So the Knicks get on the board first. It's 3-0 New York, as the Pistons are on the road for the first time this season. They're trying to go 2-0. Knicks are trying to go 1-1. Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. Now with Jaden Ivey, the rookie, trying to bounce past it. Sadiq Bey is all alone from the right wing for three, and that is yet another missed assignment there. Sadiq Bey and both Evan Fournier on their respective teams can shoot this basketball. So picked up now by Evan Fournier, and it's really weird seeing the Pistons TV ads on a New York Knicks court, but that's how they do it on TV nowadays, is Fournier misses. Picked up by Cade Cunningham. He's going to go left to right across your radio dial. He's going to leave it there for Bojan Bogdanovic. And Sadiq Bey. Now Jaden Ivey, right wing side. Driving baseline. Bojan on the left wing side. He cans the three. So Bojan Bogdanovic and Sadiq Bey couple wide open threes in the respective right wing and left wing corners. And that's where we are right now, as the Pistons have a 6-3 lead. I appreciate anyone that follows along on the YouTube side and the Colorcast side here tonight. That's where we are. Lob inside. R.J. Barrett to Mitchell Robinson finishes it off, and now it's 6-5. Pistons lead down to 1. 10:25 left to go in the first quarter. Glad you can join me here from MSG. This is the Valley Sports Detroit feed. As it's local coverage, it's the only one I got right now. So picked up by Bojan, trying to back down Evan Fournier. They really thought about that three there. Ivey's going to cast it from the right wing side. He missed it all. And Cade was able to find it with the offensive rebound. Got stripped. Nobody hustled on the other side. It's Jalen Brunson wraparound pass inside to Barrett. And the Knicks take a 7-6 lead. So Jalen Brunson able to keep his head up, and no other Piston hustled there to try to get the loose basketball. And the Knicks now have the early lead with 9:45 left to go in the first. Foul called against the Knicks. It's going to get picked up by Julius Randle. That's going to be his first. So really, as we talk about it, with the Knicks 37-45 last season and the Pistons 23-59, we will see if one of these teams can find their way into the playoffs. Maybe the Knicks are more ready there with Jalen Brunson, a good pickup from the Mavs, but we'll end up seeing what happens. Maybe these teams will still be kind of fighting it around in the lottery area. Cade gets blocked by Mitchell Robinson. Try to get hustle stopped there by Isaiah Stewart, and it could not. So this is Julius Randle now trying to go baseline on Jaden Ivey. He's got the mismatch. Good step through by Barrett from 12 feet. Missed it all. Mitchell Robinson tried to get another tip over Isaiah Stewart for the offensive rebound, but Stu was able to collect there. So Saddiq Bey now will leave this to Jaden Ivey. Toward the right wing side, probing inside the lane, extra pass out, got deflected before it hit Cade, so it's going to stay with the Pistons. It was Jalen Brunson last touched. 9:11 left to go in this first quarter. The Knicks have a 7-6 lead over the Pistons. As again, I get to selfishly do a home team assignment here tonight and see what happens here with the Detroit Pistons. Two rebuilding teams for sure, but interesting to see what it looks like when you have Jalen Durden and Jaden Ivey on the same floor. Bojan lost it, and he just last touched it off his hands. Good deflection there by the Knicks anyway to make Bojan last touch it there. So Knicks basketball, right to left across the timeline now for Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle at the top of the key. Evan Fournier gets a screen there from Robinson. He's got the Bojan switch. Fournier, scoop shot, goes all the way around the rim, and then it was tipped back in by Mitchell Robinson. So now 9-6, Mitchell Robinson over the last couple seasons. Anytime I watch him play against the Pistons, it's a thorn in the side with all that size. Cade explodes down the rim, and he misses the bunny. So picked up now by R.J. Barrett. Pass inside, easy for Julius Randle because there's not a defender in sight. So it's 11-6 now. I see Bruce Bochy was named the manager there for the Texas Rangers. It's a pretty good pickup there from the Giants side. 8-0 run for the New York Knicks in the last 2:20. Lob to Isaiah Stewart there from Jaden Ivey. That's a good look there. 11-8 now as the Knicks lead is down 3. Julius Randle got on the right wing trying to get around Saddiq Bey. Has to pass out of midair. It's Jalen Brunson at the top of the key for 3 and rebounded by Saddiq Bey. So Saddiq Bey trying to go left to right across your radio dial. A couple extra passes. Kate Cunningham thought about it. Saddiq Bey did as well. Toward the left wing side, Saddiq Bey pushes Fournier down. Gets his own rebound back over Robinson, lost the dribble. Bojan Bogdanovic open right wing side for 3, and he missed it. And Julius Randle going to pick this up now. Randle has it to the right wing side at the Madison Square Garden logo. Now at the 16-footer side, Bojan Bogdanovic gets the rebound, racing down the timeline. It's 1-on-3. Euro step to the lane. Bojan Bogdanovic gets the 2. He put his head down and he was aggressive. Timeout Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks. It's 11-10, 7:25 left to go in the first. Come right back. We'll call more first quarter action. Appreciate anyone that follows along on the Colorcast side and the YouTube side. For those that follow along on YouTube, I want to make a little bit of an announcement here. I know there's only one in there right now, but I appreciate it. So this isn't going to change as far as what I'm going to do on the YouTube side. That's not changing at all as far as my coverage. With the Colorcast side that I've been doing on the phone, it's turning more into a sports betting app and not more of a play-by-play side. So the Colorcast side is going to go away. YouTube's not going anywhere. I'm going to continue doing all my coverage, whether it's NBA, NHL, MLB, college affiliates, all that stuff's going to stay right there. HopefulSportsGuide.wordpress.com is going to be the home for all the written coverage and the full broadcast. So that's going to stay right there as well. So just making that announcement. We're going to cut off the Colorcast side. But when this week is done, I've had 80 broadcasts on there. It's been hit and miss. I actually picked up one of my best friends at this time to be able to work with Cooper Hopkins on the hockey side. So it really worked out well. Started in January, made it all the way through October, but it's just dwindling as the user base is done. So on the phone side, for the audio side, I will be on Clubhouse starting next week and also Twitter Spaces. So I'm going to move around between Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse. I'm going to have the assignments through the week posted on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, things like that. You can follow along at John Ryan Ott. That's make it easy to find across those three platforms. So we always have the assignments there. You'll know what I'm covering. You'll know what's going in there. And if we get enough people and they want to request assignments for me to cover, please do so because I'm willing to do that too. So with ESPN Plus, like has all the NHL games, and with the NBA League Pass, we'll be good on all those sides for the NHL and NBA season all the way through to the playoffs, all the way till it's done. And then when we get close to the World Series, I'll probably take the week where we just cover a lot of World Series games, just because got to get some baseball games under my belt. So just wanted to make that quick announcement for anyone else that sticks around and knows where I'm going to be. YouTube not going anywhere. Hopefully touring toward the later end of the year and things like that, get a better audio equipment, better cameras and things like that. Maybe get some work with a couple of buddies there to figure out some better graphics departments so that way we can do side-by-side calls, get some highlights and things like that. So coverage isn't going to change on the YouTube side. Just want to let everybody know Colorcast side is done on the phone. We'll be on Clubhouse next week in Twitter Spaces. So Valley Sports side was just showing Isaiah Stewart. And again, when I did my State of the Union address around June for all the Detroit sports teams, kind of wondering where the Pistons will be, and if Isaiah Stewart's going to continue to be a role on this team. Yes, he's still within his rookie deal, so he's going to be staying here until then. But with Jalen Duren, we'll see how that goes. So back in the official action right now, Jalen Brunson's got at the New York Knicks logo. Now it's Julius Randle being opposed by Bojan Bogdanovic. Randle, spin move, gets around. Good block there by Isaiah Stewart. That's the rim protection you need. Jaden Ivey bounce pass to Saddiq Bey, lays it right in. A couple of chop steps there from Jaden Ivey. Get a chance to see that speed. He's already got 4 assists right now. So who says your secondary shooting guard can't get you assist totals? Brunson probes baseline. Now he's at the right wing side, kind of walking this basketball. Now he's going to shoot a right wing three right in the face. And how do you do to Jaden Ivey as Jalen Brunson right between the eyes? 14-12. Knicks got the lead right now with 6:46 left to go in the first. Still waiting for this basketball to be inbounding. So Jaden Ivey to Cade Cunningham, left to right across your radio dial. Pistons in the road blues with the red piping on the side, and the New York Knicks in the all white with the orange letters. Saddiq Bey missed it all. Tried to get tapped there by Isaiah Stewart and saved by Bojan Bogdanovic. Fall against the floor, and who is this call going to go against? Is it going to stay Pistons basketball? So it is on Jalen Brunson. That is his second foul. That's going to be pretty interesting here with 6:30 left to go in the first, whether or not he's going to stay in this game. Getting a chance to look on the Valley Sports Detroit side of a great move by Julius Randle, but he was stripped by Ivey and then off to the races as Bey was able to lay it in. So they're talking about Jaden Ivey as being one of the fastest men in the league. And he's only a rookie right now, so the tools are oozing here for Jaden Ivey. I want to see Jalen Duren. Have yet to see him come off the bench. Bojan Bogdanovic lost it over RJ Barrett. Picks it back up and cans the tough fadeaway over Barrett. Wow. So 14-14 now. 6:05 left to go in the first. Picked up by Brunson across the timeline. Gives to RJ Barrett. Screened by Randle. Goes back to Brunson. Brunson's got 2 fouls. Got to be careful here. Julius Randle at the top of the key trying to get around Jaden Ivey. He's got the muscle mismatch, I should say, picked up by Robinson. Offensive rebound, Randle, right wing 3. Offensive rebound makes the difference right there. Julius Randle able to can that 3. 5:40 left to go in the first. Knicks 11.5 offensive rebounds last season, which is good for 4th in the NBA. Mitchell Robinson, a lot to do with that. Jaden Ivey got stripped of the basketball. I think this is going to go against the Knicks. He was trying to make something happen there with a shot, and he just got taken away. So Julius Randle right now, I think he might have 2 as well alongside with Jalen Brunson. So that could be danger for the Knicks early in the first quarter. Look, I know it's a long game. You get 6 fouls, but you want to make sure your starters are able to get as much leverage as they can. So Isaiah Stewart now with Jaden Ivey. Saddiq Bey thought about the right wing side. Instead, he's going to probe inside. Has to pass away from Robinson because he saw that black hole coming over there in the paint. Brunson able to save it before he falls in the scores table. RJ Barrett trying to get around Cade Cunningham, then lays it in. Good work there by RJ Barrett to probe the baseline. So Saddiq Bey now to Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey jump step on Barrett. Step back from left wing 3. Missed all of it. And I'm starting to think like early. I want to say this, starting to think like early that Jaden Ivey could be a Russell Westbrook without a jump shot. That's what it certainly feels like right now. as we're following along early in this contest. Griffin, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? I hope you feel better soon. Thank you for checking out some of the stuff on Colorcast. I got your back here, buddy. So Tom Thibodeau, third season as a Knicks coach, a 78-77 record. I always thought he was one of the better coaches in the NBA right now. Gets a chance to get a little more talent on the Knicks squad and see what you can do with it. Jalen Brunson almost fell away from 14 feet. Gives it back to RJ Barrett. Spin move picked up by Fournier. And the shot is not going to count. He can the three from the right wing, but we got an off-ball foul. This one's going to go against the Knicks right now. Thank you, man. I humbly appreciate it. Again, I made a mention on the YouTube side that I probably won't be using Colorcast too much because I don't know how many users are going to be left. But Twitter Spaces, Clubhouse, whatever we can do, I'll definitely get back in there with you and get a chance to call some games together. Once you let me run the color and you can run the play-by-play because I know you're sounding good yourself. So picked up now, Kate Cunningham got it from 16, trying to shoot over Mitchell Robinson off the mark and rebounded now by Julius Randle. Randall's got it right to left across your radio dial. And another foul. I think this one is going to go against the Pistons. I get a chance to look at Jalen Duren, number 0 right now. They say that he can jump out of the building here for the Pistons. Again, the 18-year-old has a little bit left to do, probably even growing in the body aspect of it, which is a good thing here for the Pistons. Again, they were 23-59 last season. They're a humbly rebuilding team, no doubt about that. Even I can say that about my own team in that sense of it. But still, you think that Troy Weaver is actually putting the pieces in the right direction. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel because it's been abysmal here for all of Detroit sports. Make no mistake about it, for the pro sports side at least. Brunson back in the action now. Couple of series of chop steps from 14 feet. He was trying to dribble everybody in the Pistons paint silly, and that was rebounded by Bojan. Putting his head down, going right to the lane, and lays it right in. So I'll make this announcement right now. I don't know how long Bojan Bogdanovic is going to stay a Detroit Piston. He might be a trade piece that's moved, but he's been really, really good. And I've liked him ever since he's played on the Jazz. Picked up now by the Knicks, trying to throw it off. Emmanuel quickly off a foot with this bounced off Cade. Sadiq Bey off to the races. Euro step lays it in. And now the Pistons back within one. It's 19-18. 1 point lead for the Knicks. Picked up now by Jalen Brunson. As Isaiah Hartenstein had checked in, he lost it off his foot. I think this is going to stay here with the Knicks. 3:38 left to go in the first quarter. John, I'm here with you from MSG, one of the corporate names that are still just a regular name. It's not brought out by a corporation. You got to love that. Definitely, Grim. We will definitely work with that, buddy. I really want to. I'm trying to get as many people that I can work with as much as possible. Again, Cooper Hopkins on this platform, I was able to, when I started in January, to work with him on a hockey side because I noticed he was doing some NHL broadcasts, and I say, there's not a lot of people doing NHL broadcasts. We'll see how that works. He ended up being one of my best friends, and we work a lot of those games together. So pretty cool. Hopefully we can do a lot of the same, man. I would appreciate that. Sadiq Bey, right wing side, missed the three, picked up by Isaiah Hartenstein. So Jalen Brunson gets us across the timeline. Lob pass inside from distance. Julius Randle trying to put his head down. And what I just saw go across the Valley Sports Detroit feed is Jalen Duren's got 2 fouls within a minute. That can't be good there for the Pistons because, again, Jalen Duren's probably getting, let's face it, his start here for the Pistons because of the injury to Marvin Bagley, who's going to be out at least for a little over a month's time or maybe close to that. So 3:14 left to go in this first quarter. John, I'm here with you from MSG. I'm watching the Valley Sports Detroit feed side again because it's a local team. It's the only feed I get here tonight. When we get to the intermission, I'll flip through the league pass and keep you abreast of any other scores that are coming in. So Isaiah Stewart's going to check in for Jalen Duren because he's got 2 fouls. They don't want to make that any worse. And Julius Randle's got another opportunity here for a free throw. 20 points last season, about 10 rebounds and 5 assists. It's about as good as it gets there for Julius Randle. You kind of wonder if he had a little more time with the LA Lakers, what they would look like right now. I'm certain that they're missing him. As Darvin Ham, former Piston, is now the coach. Dwayne Casey takes the timeout, and so will I. It's a 20-18 lead for the New York Knicks. 3:12 left to go in the first. Come right back. Patrick, what's going on, buddy? How are you doing? Chance to actually do a home assignment here. I'm trying to help out Griffin Cass. He's a little bit under the weather here today. I appreciate him reaching out on Instagram, trying to let everybody know. So I'm going to be working in between some platforms here, Patrick. You know how this is. I saw the long thread on the Instagram side. I'm going to try Clubhouse, try Twitter Spaces, and all of that. So Colorcast, I'm not saying I'm not going to work on it anymore. We got to bounce around, try to get more ears and eyeballs. I know you've been holding it down for a long, long time, and this will be my 80th broadcast. Probably, it's going to stay there for a little bit unless Griffin Cass or some of the other guys want up working together with me, which I don't mind doing. So I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun, and I will keep in touch with everybody because I'm still going to continue to do everything I do throughout the week to try to get assignments together, whether it be basketball, hockey, baseball, to get into the World Series, and all those things like that. So I will be here, and I will be involved with everybody. And if anyone wants to reach out, work together, work assignments, let me know. So, like I said, when we get into the intermission, I'll let you guys know any other scores that are going on. Right now, as we're in commercial, I'll just look at the MLB score here. So the Phillies got a 1-0 lead in the end of the first inning. They are at home. They are going to be hosting 3 and 4, I should say, at I think Citizens Bank Park. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that one. So it's a 1-1 series in the NLCS right now. And the Astros will be playing tomorrow against the New York Yankees. That series is 2-0 for Houston. I think Houston going into it, I know they're the evil empire, but I think they were my pick to win the World Series. But I would be remiss in lying to you if I said that the Padres or the Phillies were my pick. But for the local side of it, Dave Dombrowski is now the general manager of the Phillies. He was the general manager of the Tigers. So I wish him some success, and I wish we could have bats like Bryce Harper. But it is what it is. The Phillies are actually doing pretty good, and I will give them that. Dave was excellent when he was here. So Boyan Bogdanovich, I'm looking at the Valley Sports Detroit side, 4 of 5 right now, a game high 9 points. Most of his points are in the paint, and that's what you like to see: step in the paint and step outside. So picked up now, Isaiah Stewart. Got it at the top of the key. Now Cade Cunningham trying to get around Isaiah Hartenstein. Couple extra moves there. Lays it right in. Was Kevin Knox, or maybe not? I thought it was going to toilet seat in there, but Isaiah Stewart couldn't get the offensive rebound. Emmanuel quickly now. Cade gets the screen from Obi Toppin, and every time I see Obi Toppin, I just think about ungodly athleticism. Jalen Brunson, cross court pass to Toppin, right wing side. He missed it all. That was air. I could definitely do that myself. Ivy, Boyan, going to get this now from Kevin Knox as Cade Cunningham's got on the left wing side. Picked up now by Killian Hayes. Get a chance to see what this guy can do off the bench now. Killian Hayes misses the three from the right wing side. Knicks have the ball. 2:20 left to go in the first. Field goal percentage, 47% for the Knicks, 40% for the Pistons. It's 20 to 18 your score. Knicks got a 2-point lead. Knicks have it on the right wing side. Couple of probe steps there for Toppin, and he missed it. Picked up now by Sadiq Bey. Cade Cunningham, extra pass, and Kevin Knox missed it all. So both teams not looking sharp here from distance. Try to get picked up now by Cam Reddish, and he missed it from 16 feet. So mercy, let's get some baskets in the hole here. Let's go. 12-10. Rebound lead here for the Pistons. Cade Cunningham, wraparound pass inside to Isaiah Stewart. Got to collect. He does draw the foul. Isaiah Hartenstein doesn't like it, but he was trying to be able to put his head down and get into the lane. Be able to draw the foul there. So Beef Stew's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws as the Pistons are in the bonus. So I don't want to say this lightly, but I've said this early throughout the broadcast, but I do mean it. So when Jalen Duren does get a couple seasons under his belt, that's going to put Isaiah Stewart past the point of the rookie contract, where I wonder whether or not the 6'8" center or power forward is going to be able to fit in this lineup as he misses the first free throw. And I don't mean it disparagingly. I mean it in a situation like this. If you can't cast distances from three and you can't expand that jump shot, and you're not already having defense like Ben Wallace, that puts you in a very limited situation. Not saying I don't like Isaiah Stewart personally. I just don't know where he would fit on the squad as he misses both free throws if Jalen Duren does end up panning out as they would expect. But there's still plenty of time to be in the NBA to continue to prove on your game, and he's still a really young guy. So there's that. Obi Toppin from 18, that's much more his range. He was all alone, so that does help too. 22-18 now your score was Obi Toppin gets his first basket off the bench. Killian Hayes trying to probe down the lane. Nice defense there by Toppin. Off to the races, trying to get around Kevin Knox, and he does, and lays it right in. So he's got the length, he's got the speed, and he's got the skill. Obi Toppin with 4 straight points. Good defense there. So Kevin Knox trying to find some help here as he gets a screen by Hamidou Diallo. Diallo, chop step across the baseline, gets blocked there by Hartenstein. So great defense by the New York Knicks. Pistons able to get it back. Hamidou Diallo off to the races. And he missed the layup, but he was fouled. I think that was fortunate there for the Pistons on that side, but we'll see. That's going to be on former Piston Derrick Rose. You can't believe it. And again, every time I see Derrick Rose, I'm just happy to actually see him on the court, able to get through some of these injuries and get really the second act of his career, if that's accurate to say there. So Emmanuel Quickly, excuse me, Hamidou Diallo is at the line right now, shooting his first one, and oh my goodness, that was nothing but air and incredibly ugly. Don't know how many times I would see that from a slash guard slash small forward. Hamidou's got a chance for one more, and he missed it all. So the Pistons are leaving some points at the line right now. 24-18. It could be 24-22 if they knock down these free throws. Derrick Rose gets a screen there from Obi Toppin, trying to get around Bogdanovich. Hartenstein going to cast from the left wing side for 3 bottoms for Isaiah Hartenstein. Not a shot that he's normally comfortable with, but again, you got to play defense. Pistons no field goals in the last 3:25, and now it is a 9-point lead for the Knicks. Killian Hayes has it at the Knicks logo right now. He's going to try to bleed the shot clock out as the Knicks will have the last possession. Lob inside to Isaiah Stewart, and now 27-20. 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. See if the Knicks can score in the last possession as Derrick Rose will bring it slowly right to left across the timeline. Now down to 4 seconds. Derrick Rose got to go. He's going to cast from right wing 3. He's going to give the Knicks a double-digit lead, 30-20 at the end of 1. And that's where we are right now. Knicks up by 10. We come back. We'll call second quarter action in a moment. Stay tuned. Excuse me. Some water. So let's look on the YouTube side. I appreciate anyone that's following along. We're in a commercial right now. We're going to get to the start of the second quarter here shortly. Let's get you some NBA scores across the board here. Pelicans looking to go 2-0 on the season. Hornets trying to go 2-0, but they're down 61-51 at half. Spurs up 70-55 on the Pacers. Who knows how many wins these two teams are going to get? Let's just say they're going to be toward the bottom of their respective conferences. Wizards up right now 56-50 on the Bulls, as that's at half. It's Magic, 31-21 lead over the Hawks, 10-25 in the second. Nets trying to rebound after a brutal loss to the Pelicans where they were down by as much as 26. I did that game a couple days ago. It's 28-24 lead over the Raptors and a 30-22 lead for the Celtics at the end of the first quarter. Baseball score again. I'll get the other basketball scores when they get into actual game action. So at the top of the second right now, it's 1 out for the San Diego Padres and a man on first. So we're going to be starting second quarter action here in a moment. So I appreciate everyone that's been following along on the YouTube and the Colorcast side. So numbers after one, 52% field goal shooting for the Knicks after one, 5 of 8 from distance, 1 of 2 from the line. Pistons 36%, 2 of 9 from 3. Oh, 4 from the line. 4 blocks to 1 in favor of the Knicks. So picked up now is the Pistons. It's Hamidou Diallo left right across the timeline as we're just getting underway here in the second quarter. Kevin Knox, the former Knick, is going to lead this one to Corey Joseph. Again, his haircut and everything else looks a little bit different. Didn't recognize him right away. Hamidou Diallo trying to probe down the line. Did he make it? And the foul was the question, or was the foul before the shot? No, they're going to count the basket. Hamidou Diallo went toward the baseline on the right side, tried to cut in the middle of the paint, shoot a floater over Hartenstein. Hartenstein must have got a piece of the hand. So Diallo is going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. He missed his previous 2 free throws. See if he can atone for those sins. 11 points, about 5 rebounds, and 50% shooting for Diallo as a starter last season, and he missed another free throw. Almost got tipped in by Duren. And he's going to be 0 for 3 from the line, so Diallo is not going to like that. He's usually better than that from the line. I would say about 65 to 70%, not 0 right now at 0 of 3. So Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein, trying to help Derrick Rose get down the lane. Needs the dribble, though. Gets it back out to Emmanuel quickly. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Out on the right wing side, Derrick Rose, left wing corner 3. Derrick Rose, 2 for 2 from distance right now. 33-22 as Derrick Rose, couple of three-pointers. Killian Hayes, spin move away from 12 feet, missed it, tried to get tapped by Duren and saved by Obi Toppin. Now Emmanuel quickly, right to left, races on the timeline, try to Euro around Killian Hayes, gives it back to Obi Toppin at the top of the key now. Quickly, in that same spot, gets a half screen there from Hartenstein, who backs off. He wants the screen now, telling Isaiah Hartenstein to come over here, get that switch. Quickly, jab step over Duren. He missed the 3. That was a good step back there, but he just missed it from the right wing side. Corey Joseph has at the top of the key now for the Pistons. Red, white, and blue a little bit, and they miss it. Picked up by Top, and it's a 2-on-1 lob attempt. That is just too easy there. Obi Toppin was throwing it right down to Cam Reddish. And that is just wonderful basketball when you have the transition effort. Don't worry about the 3. Go get that 2. Dwayne Casey wants the timeout. That's 35-22 is your score. Knicks got the lead. Come right back. Let's call more second quarter action in a moment. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, I see a few of you flow in and out. Again, I appreciate it. Let me know what NBA teams you want to follow this season. Who do you like? Who do you not like? Who are some picks to be competitive in the postseason? Give me some of your thoughts. All right. So the box score, we're in the second quarter action, but the box score after one, the Knicks had a 30-20 lead over the Pistons. Right now, your current score, with 10:23 left to go in the second, is 35-22 in favor of the Knicks. Again, according to RotoWire, they had a 7.5 point spread where they had the advantage there. So we'll see if that continues to be true. Early scoring leaders for the Pistons, it's Bojan Bogdanovic with 9 on 4 of 5, very efficient. And on the Knicks, take your pick. It's balanced scoring all the way around. Julius Randle with 6. Mitchell Robinson and R.J. Barrett with 4. Obi Toppin with 4 off the bench. Just waiting to get back into the official action in the second quarter here for the Valley Sports Detroit feed. Again, when we get into the half, if anyone else is still following around, let me know what you want to see on the NBA League Pass side. I'll follow along, get you an update on the score side, and maybe flip over to the baseball game when we get in the intermission. But until then, we'll get to our main contest of the evening, and also I will let you know that full coverage to follow. HopelessSportsGuide.wordpress of this game with the broadcast and the written play. So back in the official action, 10:23 left to go in the second quarter. John out here with you from MSG, one of the buildings that don't have a corporate sellout name, and I love that. 35-22 is your score as the Knicks have the lead. Corey Joseph being hounded there by Derrick Rose. He just able to get across the timeline in time. It takes 8 seconds, and he was right at the 16-second marker. Jalen Duren now, top of the key. Corey Joseph now to Killian Hayes on the right wing side, being guarded there by Emmanuel quickly. Pistons got to hurry. Pass inside. That was a beautiful look there from Killian Hayes to Jalen Duren. Gave him an easy dunk. 35-24 now. Jalen Duren's got his first basket, but he's got a couple fouls. So got to make sure he doesn't pick up any more before we hit the halftime marker. Derrick Rose gets a screen there from Hartenstein. Gets down the lane trying to shoot it over Killian Hayes. And Killian Hayes is going to be called for the foul, although he really doesn't understand why, but probably got a little bit too much of the body. Again, that's easy to do in the NBA right now. And you want to make sure you don't talk too much about it. You just got to make sure you continue to improve in the league, and then you get the benefit of the doubt on calls. That's just the way that it is. So 37-24, Derrick Rose is going to be going to the line to shoot two. Again, Derrick Rose from Memphis. It seems like so long ago that he's hitting his middle 30s now. Former MVP of the Chicago Bulls, one of the very best to ever do it. Last season, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. So he's still getting the job done off the bench. And again, with both ACL tears and injuries, it's good to see him back on the court. He is someone that was really, I think, beloved across the NBA. And I think that there was also some other fans. You look at the vitriol on Twitter and some of the things you see on social media, and it's just good to see him back on the court. He's a damn good player, and he's still very, very serviceable. Jalen Duren now, as Derrick Rose makes both. Corey Joseph, right wing side, gets it back to Hamidou Diallo. He's going to try to go in between 3 players. He draws the foul against Hartenstein. He can't believe it because he had his hands up the whole time and didn't do anything. And on that one, I would definitely agree with the Knicks on that side. I will make no mistake about that. So Hamidou Diallo, good to see him going to the line, but now he's got to be able to knock these down. He's 0 for 3 in his previous attempt, so he's got to figure that one out. Pistons can't keep leaving lettuce on the table here. Air ball again, or off the front of the rim barely. My goodness. So we're going to need some practice here for Hamidou once before they get to the next game. Grant Hill bobblehead night with the Piston teal jerseys Friday on the 28th. Now, I don't really like those teal jerseys, but I know some Pistons fans really do. I like the going to work Pistons logo more than anything else. So he missed all the free throws, did Diallo. Gets it back from the mid-range shot and missed it. Couple offensive rebounds there by Jalen Duren. So Hamidou Diallo is 0 for 5 at the line, folks. It's 37-24. You could add at least 5 points to that score, and that could prove out to be costly. 9:23 left to go in the second as we get some substitutions on the floor. Bojan Bogdanovic is going to check back in. Kevin Knox will check out, and Jaden Ivey will also make a return appearance. Hamidou Diallo is going to be the trigger man from the right wing side. Again, as we look at Jaden Ivey, or you get a chance to hear about that if you're listening on the radio side, Colorcast, YouTube, anything like that. Jaden Ivey's got speed for days, and now you got Ivey and Duren on the floor together, so expect some lobs and some runouts and some defense. Ivey probes baseline. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Turnover against the Pistons. I see a big-time injury on the hockey side. Jets place Nikolai Ehlers on injured reserve. That sucks for them, basically early in the season. He is one of the big boys in the NHL, and the Jets want to get back in the postseason. That's not good. Back in action right now, 9:05 left to go in the second. Emmanuel quickly, Derrick Rose, all alone on the left wing side, and Jaden Ivey didn't even want to guard him, and I don't know why, because Derrick Rose has already hit 3 of those. He's been open. Corey Joseph on the right wing side gives it to Jaden Ivey at the top of the key and behind the back. Bojan Bogdanovic, Jaden Ivey thought about the 3. Did he shuffle his feet? Yes, he did. So turnover out of bounds, Jaden Ivey, travel, Jaden Ivey, and blown coverage, Jaden Ivey on the Derrick Rose three. That is not a good sequence there. Again, he's a rookie. I don't mean to pick on the young lad, but you got to figure out quickly here in the NBA. It's the new age. Everybody can shoot a three, even the guys that you don't think so. But Derrick Rose, you have to know he can do that. Picked up now, R.J. Barrett. Pass to Isaiah Hartenstein, free lane for a dunk. Red carpet was laid out, and it's got to be a little agitating there for Dwayne Casey. 42-24, so maybe the 7.5-point spread for the Knicks was accurate, and maybe you're seeing the Knicks team that was giving the Grizzlies some trouble a couple nights ago on the ESPN opener on Wednesday when they just barely lost in overtime. Jaden Ivey, tough shot, trying to get that in between 14 feet. Falls down heavily here. 8-12. And Knicks apparently tried to rush this one up the court too quickly and traveled. So some sloppy basketball. We'll see if Jaden Ivey's okay. Kind of holding on to that wrist a little bit. He looks no worse for wear. Again, shot selection isn't something that I would typically harp on as far as a rookie, but from what I've seen the first time here for Jaden Ivey, he seems to not have range from distance, but he seems to be able to have speed for days, be able to get to the line and do damage and make some good passes. So you love the speed, you love the hustle. Hopefully he can improve on his shot selection and shot opportunities down the line. Jalen Duren leaves up here for Cade. Bojan Bogdanovic. Scoop shot. Missed it up the front of the rim. And I think this might be going against the Knicks as well. And Isaiah Hartenstein, that would be his third foul. So 42-34 was a Thursday football score for the Cardinals. Return to interceptions for touchdown on consecutive drives in the second quarter. So that's how you get that done. I saw Kyler Murray on the Twitter side had a few words to share for his coach and things like that. So keep abreast of that situation. Bojan Bogdanovic makes the first of 2 free throws. Pistons need that right now. They've left some points at the line. How about 1 of 8? That's not very good there. The Knicks getting some substitutions as Bogdanovic getting a chance to get another one at the line as Julius Randle will check in for Tom Thibodeau's squad. Either way, the New York Knicks are going to be enjoying the lead, but the question is if it's going to be 42-26 and Bojan Bogdanovic makes this one. He does not. Pistons are 1 of 9 now at the line. That is inexcusable. 42-25 is your score. Picked up now by Thomas Robinson. Now Jalen Brunson at the Knicks logo. Brunson. Lob to Robinson. And who's in the paint is my question to deny that opportunity. Just too easy. 46-25 now is your score. Cade Cunningham has it at the top of the key. And a foul against the Pistons as this is going the other way. So this is getting tumultuous and this is getting ugly here. But I will say one thing I can tell you for the Pistons, when we go into what we thought about the Pistons would be this season, you have 82 games in a regular season. This doesn't behest what I think the Pistons would actually do. I think that they could be between a 22-25 win team. I think that's their ceiling. It's a really young team. You look and say, John, that's not much of an improvement. But then I also throw you Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren. As you get another missed assignment, Jalen Brunson all alone top of the key for threes. He makes it splash, 47-25. A lot of young pieces here. They need to learn to play together. You want some improvement from Killian Hayes and Isaiah Stewart going into year 3. You want some improvement there for Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey, long distance 3, missed it all. So there's a lot left to do, but what I can say for Troy Weaver is there is light at the end of the tunnel as far as what they're building, but you can't expect the Pistons to be completely competitive until about another 2 seasons because Cleveland, with the Donovan Mitchell acquisition as Julius Randle misses a 3, with that acquisition, and you're bringing in, again, you already have Darius Garland, Jared Allen, some of these other pieces as Cade Cunningham gets some second chance points. It's a young team. They're still learning how to win together. Evan Mobley's a beast. You have a lot of work left to do there. So Cleveland is going to be an up-and-coming team. Chicago's already a playoff team. Milwaukee is a team that you would think can win an NBA championship. All that leaves is Indiana and Detroit. Indiana and Detroit might be battling for the same record. So what I am telling you, you had Michael Jordan in the division for a long time as Cade gets another basket and lays it in. You also had LeBron James, and now you have three really good playoff teams alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's going to be a tough division in the Central for the Pistons to be able to do something in the Eastern Conference. As it was a floater there for Jalen Brunson. Make it 53 29. Again, this is a little ahead of me on the ColorCast side, so 51-29 is what I see. So Isaiah Stewart going to cast a three. He knocks it. He doesn't knock it down. See, that's what the score is screwing me up there. Is a little bit ahead of my feet. So Sadiq Bey trying this again from Jaden Ivey. He knocks it down. So it's 51-32 with 5:25 left to go in the second. So my long-winded way of saying Pistons got a lot of work to do as far as, yes, they're going to get better, but don't expect these win totals to climb. Jalen Brunson lays it right in, 53-32. 5:10 left to go in the second. Cade now at the 16-foot marker, going to leave it here for Ivy. And now Bay. Bay lost his dribble. Give it to Cade. Top of the key for three off the front of the rim. Try to get tapped there by Isaiah Stewart, but he missed the tap in underneath the basket. And RJ Barrett's just going to get the Euro step right to the red carpet. So, my goodness, I would say the one thing, the score doesn't bother me as much, but what bothers me, if you're a Pistons fan, is defense. I don't see any of it right now. 55-32 is your score. Knicks way out front. We're getting late in the second quarter, 4:51 left to go. Come right back. We'll finish up the first half in a moment. Again, I appreciate anyone following on the Colorcast side and the YouTube side. As always, let me know what you think. Always let me know what you want to be able to hear from and you want to be able to see as far as my assignments, because I will still let everybody know what I'm doing throughout the week. I think when we get closer to the World Series, I'll try to get more baseball games in general, probably toward Twitter Spaces and the Clubhouse side, because I know it's going to be Loro Antonio's job to cover the Colorcast side. So I'm going to try to make my inroads elsewhere and get some more baseball assignments. Once this assignment is done, we are going to get full coverage, hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com, and then I think tomorrow it's either going to be a hockey assignment as I originally scheduled with the Avalanche and the Golden Knights, or if I get to work with Cooper Hopkins, we're going to do the Carolina Hurricanes and the Calgary Flames. Both of those games would start at 10 Eastern. So that should be a really good time, regardless of what game. But I really will try to get Cooper Hopkins in there again. I know life and everything else, and as long as he's not busy with work, if we can get that late matinee game on the NHL side, that's going to be really fun to watch tomorrow night, and I'm going to really look forward to that one. Again, I'm picking up Griffin Cass. He's a little bit under the weather here tonight, so I picked up this Pistons assignment, and selfishly a chance for me to look at my home team here for the Pistons. And again, I won't really look at the score as much as some of the other things that I want to see, as alongside Jalen Duren and Jaden Ivey, and maybe some hopeful on defense and some other things. I know what Troy Weaver's trying to build since coming over from Oklahoma City. So you got to give that time. This is a team that's not going to be very good. But what I would hope improves is the defensive effort. It's been absolutely atrocious. And that really has to change. You cannot play the way the Pistons are right now. Even if you're a team that might get 22 to 25 wins. Again, they're showing Tony Brown on the Valley Sports Detroit side. He's one of the referees that just passed away. He had stage 4 cancer. I saw that on Inside the NBA the other day, so the condolences will come out to the NBA family in regards to Tony Brown and his family as well. Because I think he was just barely 50, or he was just barely in his 50s before he lost his battle to cancer. So I would say big ups to him in that situation. I've had a few family members that have gone through all of that. You're able to live your life on a day-to-day basis and battle through. That is very positive. Be able to maintain positive attitude all the way through. So shot was blocked partially there when we come back into the action. This kid Cunningham around Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson couldn't get the second jump as Jaden Ivey able to lay that one in. 55-34 your score. About 4:20 left to go in this second quarter. John on here with you from MSG, watching on the Valley Sports Detroit feed. RJ Barrett with the hook and hit. Floats it in. 57-34. 4:10 left to go in the second. 4:10 left to go in the first half. Boyan Bogdanovic gets an easy lay-in. It's a layup line for both teams right now. 57-36. Here's a chance now for Jalen Brunson at the Knicks logo. R.J. Barrett now gets it from Julius Randle. Julius Randle wants to hop around and now goes to Evan Fournier toward the left wing side. Errant pass gets deflected by Saddiq Bey. Is he going to be off to the races? Yes, he is. He lays it right in. Now 57-38. There's some defense there from the Pistons. It's not too late, but you got to be able to start making inroads, and you can't allow Julius Randle to be open from the right wing side for three. So there you go. 60-38. Down the lane, Ivy lays it in. So Pistons starting to score in the paint, but they got to get their defense in order. Julius Randle thought about it on the left wing side, gets down the lane, tries to get around Saddiq Bey. Good defense there to knock it away. Isaiah Stewart lost it though. Randle able to save it. Pass inside baseline. Randle slam dunk. 62-40. Knicks opening up a can on the Motor City right now. 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Cade Cunningham got it on the right wing side. Cade now, top of the key. Ivy lets it go. He knocks down the three. That's the first three for Jaden Ivey. Make it 62-43. Brunson takes all sorts of contact. Don't know who's going to pick that up on the Pistons side. 2:46 left to go in the second as Jaden Ivey will pick it up. And we will keep you abreast of any other NBA scores as well as Major League Baseball stuff going on with the NLCS once we hit the halftime moniker. Again, anyone following along on the YouTube side, leave in the comment sections. Let me know what you want to see in Flip Over to. Let me know what games you want me to cover. So, team achievements, Knicks starting point guards on opening night. How about a single different point guard from Raymond Felton all the way to Jalen Brunson now from 2013 to 2022, because I don't think I have a full time to read that list. Shane Larkin, Jose Calderon, Ramon Sessions, Frank Ntilikina, Alonzo Trier, Alfred Payton. My God, that is a lot of NBA G League depth now as the Knicks have gone through the assortment of chocolates, if you will, as far as the point guard side of it. So here's a chance now for Cade Cunningham. Jalen Brunson makes both free throws. Cade shuffled his feet on three. Yes, he did. Turnover against the Pistons. This is ugly, folks. 64-43. So I might have to actually flip over to the Red Wings game just to move my sanity. I will say that if no one other makes any other comments, as they're taking on the Blackhawks just about a half hour from now. From this is Tubman, so I imagine that's going to be on Valley Sports Extra. 2:22 left to go in the second. It's going to be the Knicks going to the line. That is 8:30 Eastern, so that should really be getting underway. And I'll have to do that to keep my sanity going around because this game is absolutely getting away from the Pistons. But again, I won't talk too much as far as the record. You got to keep in mind the young team and things like that. But you need to see attention to detail on defense and maybe some free throw making. That would certainly help. Mitchell Robinson makes the free throw. Got a chance for another one right now. What you like about Mitchell Robinson is a little bit of everything. He's always a double-double threat. He's got ungodly athleticism as the Knicks trying to go 7 of 8 from the free throw line. The Pistons are 1 of 9. One of those situations where Mitchell Robinson is a definite shot blocker, can do a little bit of everything. He has the highest field goal percentage in NBA history right now through his career at over 74% because he lives inside the paint. Nothing wrong with that. You don't need to disparage away from what you do. If you're really good at what you do, keep doing it. It's pretty much what I think about it. 2:15 left to go in the second. A follow on Evan Fournier. 66-43 your score. John out here with you. I'm picking up Griffin Cass. He was a little bit under the weather here on the ColorCast side. I was supposed to run color today, but I'm going to be your play-by-play broadcaster and have the complete game coverage. HopelessSportsGuy.wordpress.com. Cade Cunningham trying to fight off Evan Fournier. Just a little too much hands. A little too much handsy there from Evan Fournier. Going to send Cade, now second-year player, to the line. Now, Cade Cunningham, the Pistons won the lottery last season, and that got them Cade, which was really nice to see. You need a point guard, and you got to be able to do some damage. I've been waiting for the Pistons to have a good point guard since, I don't know, Chauncey Billups. I think that's about fair to say. So, not that the Pistons actually have one, it's time to actually put some pieces around him because whether you want to hear it or not, Cade doesn't have to stay on this team if he doesn't like to once his contract's up in a few seasons. It's really the organization's opportunity to put good pieces around him to convince him to stay. Detroit's not a free agent destination. As Evan Fournier says, take that. Jaden Ivey hits the three right in his face at the top of the key. It is 69-44. Cade, Euro step down the lane. He's going to draw the foul. This one's going to go against Mr. Robinson, put Cade back to the line. But it's not Cade's opportunity to say that he wants to be a Pistons lifer and have to stay. I think it's up to the general manager and some of these young players. You know these guys move around. As much as you might not like it, losing some of your favorite players, as a general manager, you put pieces around other players, you convince them to stay, and you convince them that you care. I think that's what matters of the utmost part of it. Cade's got 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. First free throw is off the mark, and Pistons need to definitely, I will say this before this next game, to go to free throw practice and figure this out. Because either you're going to make these guys run sprints or anything else like that, however you do it, you cannot miss and you cannot leave this much lettuce at the line. 3 of 13 from the line, that is awful. So Knicks have it now, right to left across your radio dial. R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle all alone from 14, tried to get tapped and saved by Mitchell Robinson. He couldn't do it. Sadiq Bey's got the rebound. Cade, leave it for Sadiq at the top of the key, but Mitchell Robinson, good closeout. But then Sadiq Bey just said, I'm going to blow right by him, lay it right in. And he did just that. 69-47 now. You're scored Knicks with a 22-point lead. Both basketball games that I've covered so far this season have not been close. That's unfortunate. R.J. Barrett, right wing side. And Evan Fournier did not connect the eyes and legs and hands with the pass. Turnover against the Knicks. He just wasn't looking where the ball was going. Picked up now by Sadiq Bey. Isaiah Stewart will crisscross. Sadiq Bey now has it near the 16-foot marker. Isaiah Stewart doesn't normally shoot a lot of threes. He missed that one. Good effort by Cade to keep it alive. And Jaden Ivey throws it down. There's the athleticism from the young man and something to get excited about as we've hit the final minute of the first half, 69-49, especially if you're a Pistons fan at least. You're really excited if you're the Knicks right now. Jalen Brunson, Fournier, left wing side, missed off the front of the rim, and Beef Stew gets the rebound. Jaden Ivey explodes down between two Knicks to keep it alive. Bojan Bogdanovic lays it in. So there's a prime example. Jaden Ivey's speed able to get around two defenders, and Bojan Bogdanovic just runs right down the lane and gets a Euro step land. It's a 7-0 run for the Pistons, but it's going to be Jalen Brunson putting a stop to that as he nails the right wing three. 72-51 is your score. 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll see if the Pistons can continue to try to close, but they have a long way to go here as we're getting ready to end this first half. 18 seconds to go in the first half, 8 seconds to go in the shot clock. Getting a screen there from Isaiah Stewart is Cade. Cade getting down the lane, lost his dribble. Isaiah Stewart lost the ball, and this is going to be a foul against the Knicks. And because the Pistons are in the bonus, we're going to see who's going to go to the line, and God help me if I have to watch any more free throws right now because it's been ugly. So Isaiah Stewart going to go to the line to shoot two. So Bogdanovic has the hot hand. That's the Flagler Law report on Valley Sports Detroit side, and I would agree with that. So the one thing I've noticed, Bogdanovic's points. I've noticed Jaden Ivey's speed, and unfortunately, I've been able to notice Jalen Durham because he's been in foul trouble. Isaiah Stewart misses the free throw, and stop me if you heard that before. 10.6 left to go in the first half. Dwayne Casey cannot be happy because the Pistons are 3 of 14 from the line. And again, not too many game stories I can write where you would lose this game at the free throw line, but you can definitely say that at this point. As Isaiah Stewart's 0 for 3, Hamidou Diallo's 0 for 5. Isaiah Stewart now 1 for 4, splits the pair. 72-52, shot clock is turned off. Last possession for the Knicks in the first half. Jalen Brunson, left wing side, tries to go baseline, tried to lay it in. Mitchell Robinson jumped over the back of the Pistons there, but that's not going to be called. But what it will be is Knicks basketball with a second left. Is there time for a lob? Is there time for a three? What's the call there for Tom Thibodeau is the question. Brunson, the trigger man, leaves to Fournier. Tries to draw the contact on Bogdanovic. He's not going to get the call. 72-52 at the half. Knicks got a 20-point lead. When we come right back, we will call second half action. And in the interim, I'm going to flip around channels and scores, and you let me know what you want to see. Talk to you soon.
I still think they've got obviously the second half to play, and I think they're going to be much better
So how about this for the Knicks in the second quarter? In the first half, they got 72 points. They scored 42 points in the second quarter. I mean, that's just way too many. No doubt about that. I'm going to flip real quickly in this half side for the Pistons to the Red Wings. And I will keep you up to date of any scores that we get right now, as the Red Wings are playing against the Chicago Blackhawks in one of these situations right now where Jacob Vrana, unfortunately for the Red Wings, is going to miss multiple games due to personal reasons. And that was all the Red Wings would comment about that. So all I can say for Jacob Vrana on that side is please get well soon, get everything squared away, and please come back to this Red Wings team as soon as you can. But mental health is very important. I imagine that's what it is. Hopefully it's not anything more than that, not situations in the family. There's not been a lot of speculation because there's not been a lot of information. So I wish Jacob Vrana well. So flipping back into the Red Wings right now as we are just underway. I'll get this in here for at least about 10 minutes or so. 18:20 left to go in the first period. And I think Peter Mrazek is the goaltender here for Chicago. So that'll be interesting to find along. Okay. So we're looking right now, live look in between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings right now. Let's get you some other basketball scores. I'll try to follow that around right now if there's any other things that I can flip over the League Pass side, because our game's at the half and it's pretty nasty right now as the Knicks got a 20-point lead right now. If you're a Knicks fan, you got to feel pretty good right now. So at the end of three, the Pelicans have a 93-85 lead over the Hornets. Pelicans trying to go 2-0. The Hornets would fall to 1-1 if they lost. Spurs going to get the win over the Pacers, most likely. 3:55 left to go in the third. It's 93-74. Spurs with the lead. Wizards beating the Bulls right now, 77-70. 2:05 left to go in the third. Halftime between the Magic and the Hawks. Magic trying to rebound after a loss to the Pistons. They're up 54-50. Raptors got a 3-point lead on the Nets, 52-49. Celtics have a halftime lead over the Heat, 59-51. It's 9:42 left to go in the second between the Rockets and the Grizzlies, and the Rockets all over the Grizzlies right now, 42-26. Jazz and Timberwolves, 8:34 left to go in the second. Timberwolves got a 45-35 lead against the Jazz. Jazz, interesting, the last game they played against the Denver Nuggets absolutely opened up a can on them. And Denver Nuggets are probably one of the dark horse teams in the Western Conference to be able to get the job done. And Danny Ainge, who was making all those moves, acquiring multiple draft picks there for Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, saw his team beat the Nuggets. So if they win a few more games, I wonder if Danny Ainge is going to be scratching his head. So let's flip. I'll flip to the League Pass side here for a moment because we'll get away from our local coverage. See if there's any other basketball games we want to look at right now. We got some that are away from halftime. We'll just double check here to make sure that the NBA League Pass works, and we'll double dip here. Okay. So Grizzlies and Rockets on ESPN. So we can't do that one once we did the TV side. Let's look at the Bulls and the Wizards. I'll load that one up here really quick. So I don't believe you get to choose your feed right now because I got NBC Sports Chicago and they're the road team. So it's Wizards and Bulls. Buck 20 left to go in the third. We'll catch the last of this last one. This is courtesy of NBA 2K23 Championship Edition. So I guess $150 will work somewhere because usually it's $150 for League Pass. You might as well get both versions of the console of your choice and get League Pass. So I kind of like that. So free for the rest of the year with the coverage of those two games. And if I was going to do, I'll just be honest with you boys, if I was going to do a video review of NBA 2K23, I'm going to play much of the next gen version because not everybody has PS5. PS4 side probably play more of that side, and it's just step back cheese. I mean, I know how to guard all of it, but everybody can shoot. Everybody's trying to get away from just having a 60 free throw. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. I mean, the gameplay can be decent, but if you're playing with a bunch of randoms and you don't get a chance to do what you want to do, it can be hell on earth. There really is no doubt about it. But that's the way gaming is starting to become now with season passes and everything else like that. Good luck to you, go Knicks. Hey, I appreciate that narrative on the YouTube side, and I appreciate you got to like the Knicks the way your team's playing right now. They're absolutely opening the can on the Pistons, and they almost kind of went against the Grizzlies the other night. So good luck so far right now. And I think Tom Thibodeau has been good since coming over from the Minnesota Timberwolves. I've always liked him as a coach. Hopefully the other young additions like R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, that's been there, everybody else can continue to improve and do well. So I always appreciate you following along. Normally, I would be writing some other halftime notes here for this game, but I really don't think I need to as far as the Pistons and the Knicks because it's pretty much self-explanatory what you've seen from the box, and unfortunately, that's the way it's gone for the first couple of basketball games that I covered because the one on Wednesday was Pelicans-Nets. Pelicans up by as much as 26, and that was an embarrassment for the Nets in their home opener. Again, I hate to use those words so early in the season, but these are the two games that I've covered so far. They've not been close, so kind of makes me wonder why sometimes we go more toward the hockey route or covering some baseball games. I love basketball just as much as anybody else, but it can be very hit and miss as far as where you can get from night to night. Very unpredictable on the hardwood. So the interesting thing for me as I'm looking at a live look in between the Wizards and the Bulls before we get back to our featured game, we get to see Ayo Dosunmu, Big Ten. I get to see hopefully Zach LaVine if he's not on a minutes restriction there with load management starting from the preseason side. I mean, DeMar DeRozan made a couple of free throws there. Now DeMar DeRozan got the steal. One of those situations where DeMar's really good, Zach LaVine's really good, but what's the Bulls' ceiling? Yes, I expect them to be a playoff team. Yes, I think they can win a round. But they're going to have a hard time in the same division there alongside with Cleveland and Milwaukee. I think they're a really good team. I wonder if they have all the other pieces to make a long push in the postseason, but I would expect the Bulls to be there. But I'd be awfully concerned early If I was the Bulls and I was management and things like that, I'm trying to already put Zach LaVine on a minutes restriction. Look, I understand I'm 35 years of age. Most of these guys doing all this stuff now is like 18, 21. All these young guys coming in there doing all their stuff. They're probably used to more load management stuff than I even would be. It used to be back within the 90s and even in the 80s. Again, 80s was when I was still in diapers, but in the 90s especially, guys played, and they played a lot. So if they're not going to play, and you're going to worry about load management and all that stuff, and I'm not saying that's wrong, I think you should take the 82 game season and get it closer to a 70 or maybe even a little lower. Because when you have these opposite conference matchups that you have sometimes in between the East and West, you get yourself in a situation where, let's say, you see that Western Conference team, or you're on that opposite side. You see them one time a year. Now, what happens when you go to the game and the player that you want to see, the superstar that you want to see, sits out? That sucks. And then you completely miss out on everything that you want. So, if I'm the NBA, you want to have this midseason tournament, you want to have some of these other things, I'd consider shortening the season because if you're already going in through preseason load management, just the start of the regular season, now 1 or 2 games for some of these teams, that's a little frightening, and I'd be a little concerned. Just flipping back over here, just using the Amazon 4K Fire Stick. I don't really have TV cable in my room, so I have to use a Fire Stick to be able to stream. So streaming works just as good, but everybody else will be a little bit ahead of me if they're catching all this stuff live. But still got all the action here for you. I'm going to go ahead and use a quick bathroom break. I will be right back.
She was ready for those uninvited guests. Shop legendary deals at Amazon. Ooh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
You know, they say losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfour was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfour, restoring more than property.
The Knicks shoot 65% of the second, including 6 out of 9 from downtown here in downtown New York City. And they have a big halftime lead. They have a 45 at one point. The lead took a 20 at least. And a little energy from the Pistons toward the end of the first half, especially in the offensive half.
And only on the offensive end. And unfortunately, they have got to do better. And we'll watch these first few minutes up in the second half to see what adjustments will be made to slow the Knicks down, who are pretty much having their way with it right now. Jay Ivey was a very bright spot for the Pistons. Started off with this passing. There to Sadiq. Here the quickness to get it over in the corner to Bogdanovich. They could not keep up with his speed. Up top to Stewart. He also got this bucket himself with his quickness. And how about this one right here? Takes his time. Lets Mitchell try on. So, run back so far. Including that 9 points and 7 assists for the young fella. You have a really good job of decision making.
And all 9 in the second and 3 assists, 4 assists in the first. So,
I'm going to get back into the official action moment. Again, I appreciate anyone that follows along on the Colorcast and YouTube side. I'm picking up Griffin Cass. I was supposed to work with him tonight on the color side. He was going to run play-by-play. He's feeling a little under weather tonight. So I'm going to handle this Pistons game, and then we'll be back probably on the clubhouse side. Maybe Cooper Hopkins and I covering Flames Hurricanes tomorrow at 10, or I might do Avalanche and Golden Knights at 10. So it'll be a late game for me tomorrow. But covering this Pistons game, and I get a chance to look at the local team, and it's been rough, folks. I will definitely say that on that side, no doubt about it. So we're getting into the halftime right now, and Bojan Bogdanovic can be the trigger man here for the Pistons. I'll pull up my ESPN box score on this side, and we will get back underway as this goes to the Pistons, right to left across your radio dial. 72-52 is your score. The Knicks got a 20-point lead. Jaden Ivey gets the pass from Cade. Goes baseline, and did he step out of bounds again? That would be the second time that he did that going baseline. So I love the speed, I love the hustle, but he's got to pay attention to where his feet are right now as the Pistons turn that over. And unfortunately for Detroit, they've been in a situation where it's been too many turnovers. It's been at least, I would say, 2 of 11 from the free throw line. Countless defensive mistakes. They look like a young team right now, and that's what we're seeing. And I don't mean to be so critical about it, but that's the truth. You have an 82-game season, and you're expecting this team maybe to win between 22 to 25 games, let's be honest. And you're going to have nights like this. You want to see what Jaden Ivey can do. You want to see what Jalen Duren can do, the two newcomers that Troy Weaver was able to draft this season. I like the speed from Jaden Ivey. I think he could be a good combo guard to Cade Cunningham. And Jalen Duren, we haven't been able to see too much of him just because he's been in foul trouble. So it's kind of been a little bit of an issue there. So Jalen Brunson makes the first free throw, got a chance for another one. 13 points, 3 assists on 4-man shooting. And the 2021-2022 playoffs of the Dallas Mavs, he had 21.5, 4.5, and about 3.5 assists. So points, rebounds, and assists, respectively. Pretty good numbers. Brunson splits the pair. It's 73-52 your score. Bojan Bogdanovic will give this one to Jaden Ivey as he goes right left across the timeline. Pistons in the blues with the red and white striping, and the Knicks in the all white with the orange font. Cade Cunningham from 14. It's good. So Cade makes the basket. He's trying to work slowly on a triple-double, but the Pistons really, as it's 73-54, just starting this third quarter, they need to work on this defensive end, no doubt about it. Jaden Ivey got poked in the eye. He's slow to get up. Brunson got a piece of him there, but it's going to stay. They're going to call it against Jaden. I'd be a little worried about that one because Brunson got a slap right across the face and hit Jaden Ivey right in the eye. But maybe this will still be Nick's ball. Will be offhand. So, yes, it is. So, pick up now. Brunson, top of the key. Needs some help. Gets it back now to R.J. Barrett. Probes the lane. Scores a tough basket. Takes a hard fall into the camera well. 75-54. Knicks with a 21-point lead, and they're looking to build on it. I love the effort there and the concentration from R.J. Barrett all the way to go down the lane over to Cade Cunningham, and maybe not much contact there against Cade, I would say that, but still, the concentration is a 10 out of 10, no doubt about that. Tough basket, deserved to make it, love the effort. So Jaden Ivey now from Isaiah Stewart, Cade Cunningham right wing for 3. Cade missed it. It went off the front of the rim and out. Rebounded there by Julius Randle. He's going to take this look right across your radio dial. Picked up now by Evan Fournier off the quick screen off the front of the rim. I like that quick open look, though. And Bojan Bogdanovic leaves now for Cade. Cade trying to work his way inside Fournier. Extra pass, Jaden Ivey with the hook and hit. So he makes it from about 12 feet. That's going to make it a 76-56 score line. Knicks still up by 20. Brunson. Now on the right wing side, give to Julius Randle at the top of the key, being worked by Sadiq Bey. Randle. It's a hook shot in close, tapped in by Thomas Robinson. And Thomas Robinson's been active on the glass, and he's been good. So have been the Knicks. 78-56 is your score. Bogdanovic got fouled. So this will stay with the Pistons, and they're going to trigger this one sideline out of bounds. Appreciate anyone that's been following along on the YouTube side as usual, on the Colorcast side as usual. I've had a lot of fun with this. I know the scoreline hasn't been indicative, but I still enjoy it. It's NBA basketball. The hockey assignment tomorrow night's going to be fun too. That's either going to be Hurricanes Flames and Golden Knights Avalanche. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern, so you can check that out on YouTube and probably check that out on either Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse. I'll try to leave the link on Twitter or Instagram if you can follow that around. If you ever want to follow me, it's at John Reinott. So Sadiq Bey, the trigger man down to Isaiah Stewart, as now Jaden Ivey has on the right wing side. Bey wants it back. He has it at the top of the key. Pistons need to hurry on the shot clock right now. It's at 5 seconds. Top of the key, 3 for Cade. He missed it long and rebounded there by R.J. Barrett, who's going to go left to right. R.J. has got it at the Madison Square Garden logo. R.J. now, nice move to get around the Pistons and still lay it in between Bey, in between Stewart. Going to go to the line for an and-one. R.J. Barrett with a couple of tough acrobatic lay-ins, one driving baseline and one just full steam engine right down the middle of the paint. You got to love that if you're a Knicks fan right now. R.J. Barrett, good to see coming out of Duke. He's always been one that can go ahead and score some points. And now you have Cam Reddish off the bench as well, as he got his transfer there from the Atlanta Hawks. It's a three-point play that's completed there by Barrett. Now it's 81-56. Bogdanovich puts his head down. He gets stripped there by Fournier, and now here come the Knicks. Julius Randle almost lost it near the right wing side as Bey was getting that double showing. Evan Fournier now doubled. Almost lost it near the baseline. Julius Randle picks it up, trying to fight through was Isaiah Stewart. And this might stay with the New York Knicks as Julius Randle got knocked down in this heavily padded wallet. So 9:11 left to go in this third quarter. Isaiah Stewart's going to pick up the foul. Knicks already in the bonus. I am seeing that correctly with my 4 eyes in the Valley Sports Detroit feed. They're already in the bonus. And guess how much time is left in the third quarter? 9:11. My goodness. So the one thing that we can look at, again, you don't always follow the color cast feed that I'm following on the phone side for iPhone, because the score and everything else is dictated. I'm just following along with what's going on ahead of me. As Randall makes the free throw button, Pistons to be in the bonus against them. 9:11 in the third. The Knicks are going to be shooting free throws the rest of the way. This could be a long third quarter. And I'm not just talking about if you're a fan for one team or not. That is ridiculous to already have that many fouls against you. So Randall makes both free throws. It's a 7-0 run for the Knickerbockers here in the last minute 15. Stewart has it at the top of the key. Trying to pass this one to Cade Cunningham near the left wing side, being opposed by Jalen Brunson. He wants the isolation. I would too if I'm Cade. You got the size and height mismatch. Go at it. And are they going to say that Cade pushed with the off arm and the elbow? Yes, he did. So compound matters and make them worse. It's a turnover against the Pistons, but honestly, I don't mind the effort here for Cade. He just put too much of the elbow into Brunson, but I like it. You got the mismatch. You want to go to work, score in the post. It's not just about hitting threes. You want to score in the mid-range. You want to score from close, be versatile. I like the aggressiveness, though. So Brunson has it now, gives to Fournier. Probes his way down the lane. He lays it in all too easily there. That is just a red carpet matinee. Welcome to the Oscars for the New York Knicks right now. 85-56 is your score. 8:29 left to go in the third. John on here with you from MSG. I'm watching on the Valley Sports Detroit feed as I'm watching my local team get pounded against the Knicks, so I imagine that 7.5 point spread. Detroit can't win at anything, I swear. Sudden troubles on the YouTube side. You know what, man? I start to think so, because my only local team that's doing anything as far as the pro sports side is the Red Wings, but yet they're having some trouble there with Jacob Verana and Tyler Bertuzzi going to be missing some significant time. So I feel that comment all too well, unless you're talking about the college teams. It's rough around here. Over the last 6 seasons, I would say. So Mitchell Robinson draws the foul. Mercifully, he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 more free throws, and Sadiq Bey is going to go against him. It hurts. I want to see the Pistons or Lions win 1 or 2. So, Sutton, I will say this to you. I think the Pistons are closer. Again, I'm 35 years of age. My enjoyment was not able to watch the Pistons win in 89-90 because I was still in diapers at that point. I'd be 3 years old, so don't count those. But the 2004 Pistons, Yeah, I enjoyed that one in 11th grade. And if it wasn't for Rasheed Wallace leaving Robert Ory wide open in 2005 against the Spurs when we had a double-digit lead in Game 7, you would have had back-to-back. But you also drafted Darko Milicic. You wouldn't have had Rasheed Wallace, if you drafted Chris Bosh. So they got one title. So I think the Pistons are closer. They got a lot of work to do still. I understand what Troy Weaver's trying to do. I like the additions. I like the draft of Cade and Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. But we know that this team is 2 or 3 years away. As Sadiq Bey hits the jumper, hits the three. We know this team's a few years away. We also know this team is in a tough division there now with Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. I think over the last history of years, it was Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and now Giannis. And then you had Cleveland there with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. And then also you have a Chicago team that's a playoff team. So a lot of work left to do for the Pistons here in the division. It's going to be a couple more years, but I think they're a hell of a lot closer than the Lions. I don't really buy into Dan Campbell and the kneecaps and all that stuff. I never really drank the Kool-Aid, even though I've always lived in Michigan my whole life. I've moved around Michigan now in the Waterford and Highland area. It's one of those situations I don't buy into Dan Campbell and kneecaps, so they never gave me anything to really love, even though you have Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford and Herman Warren, players like that. You have players that are good, but never really followed the Lions too much and never really hoped for them to win too much because they don't bring you anything. At least the Pistons have won. At least the Tigers have won. At least the Red Wings have won. So I say the Pistons are closer, but that's just my long diatribe. We get into the timeout, and we will give you the score here. It's 85-63 as Dwayne Casey takes a timeout. When we come back, we'll call the rest of this third quarter action. And as always, complete game coverage to follow at local.sportsguy.wordpress.com. Be back in a bit. So that was my long diatribe of the team. So are you still following anything in the Detroit area, or is it just those two teams that you want to see win just because Detroit pro sports are so sad? Anyone else that's following along on the YouTube side, let me know any other coverage that you want me to do. I usually cover NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, and the college affiliates. I'm going to be doing a lot of the World Series when we get to that point. It's always going to be on the YouTube side. I'm going to be getting away from the Colorcast side of the phone, probably moving toward Twitter Spaces or Clubhouse. So tomorrow's broadcast on the phone will probably be on Clubhouse alongside YouTube. That's either going to be Avalanche Golden Knights or Flames and Hurricanes. If it's Flames Hurricanes, I'll be joined by Cooper Hopkins. He'll be doing the play-by-play, and I'll be running color. That'll be a good one if you can get to it.
The new WPT World Championship at Wynn Las Vegas has the largest guarantee in live poker history, and Club WPT is the only way in the US to win a seat playing poker online. Every weekend through October, Club WPT is hosting a qualifier for a VIP package only WPT can deliver. There's no purchase necessary, so sign up today.
So again, appreciate anyone that's been following along on the YouTube side. Unfortunately, our featured game of the evening, I was supposed to be joined by Griffin Cass. He's feeling under the weather. He was going to handle play-by-play tonight. He was one of the up-and-comings there from Quinnipiac. Again, Quinnipiac is a long way away. I remember covering them when we did a U of M college hockey game against Quinnipiac in the playoffs. So he is one of the up-and-coming broadcasters, I believe, that's supposed to graduate next year. He covers Knicks games. He was supposed to join me here tonight, but he's feeling under the weather. So I'm covering the play-by-play side of it and doing this game tonight rather than just doing a regular recap. But tomorrow will probably be a hockey assignment, and then we'll see what happens next week as we get closer through baseball playoffs. When we get in the World Series, probably going to be a lot of baseball coverage from me. So hopefully the iron lungs will be able to find its way through, and hopefully we don't have too many 5-hour baseball games. But that's how it can be sometimes when you're covering that sport. Back in the official action right now, 8 points for Mitchell Robinson, 5 rebounds, 3 of 3 shooting, and 2 blocks. Evan Fournier's got it at the top of the key. We got 6:50 left to go in this third quarter. It's been all Knicks all day long in this broadcast. The Pistons can't really get out of their own way. As Evan Fournier misses a jumper, rebounded by Beef Stew, and now gives to Kid Cunningham. He's got it at the Knicks logo. Cade and Jaden Ivey will pass it back and forth to each other. Cade now trying to probe, and he passed it to the Coinbase sign and some Knicks fans into the row. He thought Jaden Ivey was going to be right there. He was not. Turnover Pistons. It has been an ugly contest if it's one side or the other. And if you're the Knicks, I mean, maybe you're a fraction away from being 2-0 in this season. It was a tough loss in overtime. Fournier step back for three, almost goaltended there by Isaiah Stewart. But now Cade's got it. Jaden Ivey, no hesitation, right wing three off the front of the rim. But at least he was open. He didn't hesitate to take the shot. And now it's Fournier to Jalen Brunson. Lost the dribble. Give back to Fournier. Dump inside to Julius Randle. Working on Isaiah Stewart. Series of up and unders. Goes back to Brunson. Oh, he crisscrossed Bojan Bogdanovic, but he missed the jumper. Pretty much got the space he needed. Jaden Ivey down the lane. Euro step. Got blocked by Fournier, but he drew the foul. So Ivey's going to go to the line to shoot two. So what I can say early from the first game to be able to watch Jaden Ivey, I do like what I see. As you see, the Pistons being sponsored there by United Wholesale Mortgage. That's what it is right now. Jaden Ivey's got the speed for days, definitely about it. I don't know if he's got the three-point touch just yet, but he's not afraid to get to the lane and try to draw fouls and be aggressive and put his head down. And you do like that. That's what you need to see if you're the Pistons. Also, I would have liked to see more of Jalen Duren. He does check in now. He was bothered early by foul trouble. Jaden Ivey's got foul trouble as well. 12 points, 8 assists, and 4 fouls. So the Knicks have been able to get the Pistons in the spot of some of the young players that you want to see in trouble. And that is not what you want for the Pistons. It doesn't put you in a good prosperity for success. So it's back to a 20-point game. 85-65 is your score. Picked up now by the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, couple of steps. And it's going to be Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, driving the baseline as the camera was a little zoomed out. Drives the baseline and scores 87-65 in a foul. Going to stay with the Pistons here as they keep possession. It's going to go against RJ Barrett, the man out of Duke. So you got RJ Barrett, you got Cam Reddish off the bench, you got Obi Toppin off the bench. I think this Knicks team does have some talent, and I think this Knicks team could, I will emphasize could, get into a situation where they could find themselves into the postseason, maybe in a play-in round. That's probably the ceiling there for the Pistons, but I certainly don't believe that they're going to get there. In fact, with Bojan Bogdanovic, it was a good swap there for Saban Lee and Kelly Olynyk, as it was pretty much a salary swap, as Pistons were able to take out money and the Jazz were able to deplete some of that with the help of Danny Ainge. Bojan Bogdanovic certainly won't be here for the trade deadline. I'd be very surprised if he'd want to stay, because he certainly seems to be the best player on the Pistons. I'll make no mistake about it. I'll include Cade in that side of it. He's a guy that you have to worry about to be able to score. So Bojan makes both free throws, and Jalen Brunson gives it now to RJ Barrett at the top of the key. Cade gets the switch on him. Julius Randle, Jalen Duren didn't even pick him up, but he missed the three up the front of the rim. Cade looks the way toward Killian Hayes, and Saddiq Bey's three is hit, but not before the foul is called. And that's unfortunate. That's on Killian Hayes there, as it was good defense there by the Knicks to draw a charge, because Saddiq Bey had a wide open three. He made it, and he missed. And Killian Hayes a little bit disappointed with himself, and I would be too there, because he set up his teammate. Good defense by the Knicks, though. R.J. Barrett has with Julius Randle. A jump stop from 18 feet. Tried to get saved there by Mitchell Robinson, and Cade Cunningham now. And Killian Hayes. Bojan Bogdanovic way deep at the top of the key. Try to get inside the lane. Euro step has to pass out to Cade. Cade's open from the left wing side for three. Bottoms from Cade. Nobody was covering him there. Good to see Cade knock down the three. As this is picked up now, R.J. Barrett off to the races and lays it right in. 89-70. A little bit of problem there with the Bally Sports Detroit feed, so I apologize if there's any lapses. Cade at the top of the key right now. At about 16, gives it to Saddiq Bey from the right wing side. Spin move past Randle. Trying to get around Robinson, up and under. Draws the foul. So good move there by Saddiq Bey. 89-70. Still your score. Saddiq will go to the line to shoot two. Both teams have been in the bonus, but let's face it, the Knicks have been in the bonus since 9:11 of the third quarter. It's certainly been a while, and that's why this one's taken a little bit too long for my liking, and not just because of the score. This has just been a beatdown of epic proportions and completely one-sided. The Pistons are within 19, and I know that doesn't sound like too much, but I mean, they've been down by as much as like 25-26, just like the last game I covered between the Pelicans and the Nets. So Sadiq makes the first free throw. He's got one more coming. Kevin Knox, former New York Knick, is going to check in right now. Kevin Knox does have some athleticism. Dwayne Casey is known probably to not play as much of the younger players as far as favoring Corey Joseph and things like that. But I do think, at least at this point in time, Kevin Knox got to get a severe chance to get some playing time considering what the score line is. Sadiq Bey makes both. It's 89-72 is your score. Knicks have the lead. Jalen Brunson all around. Killian Hayes makes the acrobatic layup and one. Great work from Jalen Brunson inside the lane. And he got Killian Hayes all sorts of messed up as he's going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. You love that word. Killian Hayes usually does his job to be disciplined and stay on his feet, but Jalen Brunson with the series of up fakes and unders, that's what the Dallas Mavericks have known him for when he was there, as he missed the free throw, can't complete the M1 play. But he's known to be able to keep those up and unders and keep things going and get you to bite. 12-17 from the line of the Knicks, 10-21 of the Pistons. Cade, right wing three. He missed it. He got wide open, though. It was a good look. Knicks can't save it out of bounds, so this is going to stay with the Pistons. And off R.J. Barrett. 3:44 left remaining in the third. John Andre with you from MSG. I'm picking up Griffin Cass tonight. He was supposed to run the play-by-play here for me. I'm going to run the color. I was going to run the color, I should say. I'm running play-by-play and complete game coverage for this now. So hopefully they'll get a chance to work a little bit later down the line, whether it be color casts or whatever else. So picked up now Brunson. Has it now for Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin with the spin. It went off Cade's foot. Intercepted now. Jalen Durden got a piece of it. Cade. Extra pass. Sadiq Bey, right wing three. Bottom. Sadiq Bey was all alone. Knocks it down. Pistons try to make inroads. It's now 91-77 in timeout. Tom Thibodeau. Come right back. Let's call more of the third quarter action in a moment.
When you custom order a select 2023 vehicle, receive 3.9% APR financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash. And the best part, you can lock in your deal right now. And by the time of delivery, the deal gets better, you get the better deal. So place your order and lock in 3.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
We got a commercial break right now in our contest. So let me give you some NBA scores. Well, let's do this first. Before we go to the NBA score, since we got our break, we'll go to the Major League Baseball score. It's going to be going to the bottom of the fifth. The Phillies will be up the bat. There you have a 3-2 lead. Trying to take a 2-1 series lead in the NLCS. In the NBA, look at our scoreboard across. Pelicans going to get the win over the Hornets. It's 55 seconds left, as they should. It's Pelicans timeout. 120-110. Jalen McDaniels just took the foul, sent the Pelicans to the line, so that should be murder, she wrote. Angela Lansbury there. As Pelicans should go 2-0 on the season. Spurs get the win over the Pacers, most likely. 3:05 left. It's 126-115 for the Spurs. They're with the lead. Bulls and Wizards, that one's a little too close to call. It's a 98-91 lead for Washington. We're going to end the third quarter tied at 80 between the Magic and the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks trying to go 2-0 in the season. Magic looking for their first win. Nets and Raptors, that's going to be close to a tie game there. The Raptors got a 1-point lead, 79-78. Ending the third quarter, Celtics holding on to a small lead over the Heat, 81-75. $1:43 left to go on the third. It's Rockets Grizzlies 70-62. 8-point lead at half. And 64-55, the Timberwolves got the lead at home against the Jazz. Again, the Jazz got a very surprising win over the Denver Nuggets a couple days ago. Commercial break. Now back into the action. It was 31 assists and 40 points there for the Pistons, and then 20, I think like 30 or something like that in today's game. Killian Hayes will steal it. It's 91-77 as your score. Pistons got it. Knicks got the lead. Cade's got to hurry. He's going to get that 3-second inside the paint. He hooks and hits from in close. Now 91-79. Pistons trying to make some late third quarter inroads right now. Cade's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. This game's been all Knicks all day long, a wire-to-wire lead. Isaiah Hartenstein's got to get the Knicks logo. He's lost his dribble. Here comes Derrick Rose. Extra pass, Obi Toppin. Slam dunk. Nobody picked him up. 93-79 now. Knicks with the lead. Excuse me, that was Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish scored the latest slam dunk there. Is now it's Cade. Cade falling away from 16, off the mark, rebounded there by Emmanuel Quickly. Quickly now to Isaiah Hartenstein. Extra pass. Quickly all alone, right wing three. Knocks it down. Emmanuel Quickly with the how do you do? He's wide open there. You got to cover him. 96-79. So when the Pistons were all of a sudden trying to make inroads, now they got missed assignments again. Cade. Wrap around pass to Sadiq Bey. Right wing side. Sadiq now trying to probe his way down the lane. He draws the foul. Leaves it short. 1:57 left to go in the third. He drew some contact. Sadiq will go to the line to shoot 2. So Derrick Rose on the Valley Sports Detroit feed. That's what I got because it's local coverage today. No league pass. He set up Cam Reddish for the slam. And on the other side, it was Sadiq Bey right now as Derrick Rose picked up the foul. 11 points, 3 of 3 from distance, and 3 assists. He's been good off the bench. Sadiq makes the first of 2. That brings the score to 96-80 in favor of the Knicks. The Pistons are going to go right back home and play the Pacers tomorrow, so it's going to be a quick turnaround. Sadiq Bey last season, what did it say, 61? That's not correct. That is not correct, so I'm not going to say that. As far as the points per game side of it, he definitely averaged more than 14 points. So picked up now, Derrick Rose at the top of the key. Derrick Rose pass inside to Hartenstein, almost bounced off the front of the rim. Somehow went to Obi Toppin, and he hit the 3 from the left wing. That is as crazy as it gets. So 99-81 now. Killian Hayes. He's going to give it to Sadiq Bey. Makes the man fall down, does Derrick Rose. Hopefully he's okay there. He took an elbow and a little bit of contact. 99-81 still your score. It's going to stay with the Pistons here. $1:25 left to go in the third. Take a look at the replay. And Derrick Rose just got knocked down into oblivion. And then the basketball replay went right into the camera well. Bounced off one of the, I'm sure, pieces of equipment that cost a lot of money. Kevin Knox on the right wing side. Pistons shot clock down to 5. $1:20 left to go in the third. Knox. Cross-court pass. Killian Hayes got a fire before the shot clock expires. Jalen Duren tries to tap it out of midair. And Emmanuel Quickly might go down the lane. And Obi Toppin, don't know if he partially got hit in the face or maybe thought the ball was going to hit him in the face. He wasn't ready to receive the pass there from Quickly. Some sloppy basketball back and forth. And now we've hit a minute left to go in the third. 99-81 your score. John on here with you. You're doing the play-by-play here tonight. It's some local coverage between the Pistons and the Knicks. Kevin Knox, wraparound pass inside. It got stripped away from Jalen Duren. Good active hands there by the Knicks. Obi Toppin, all alone, left wing side from 3. Rattled around the front of the rim and out. Rebounded by Toppin. Gets down the lane off the front of the high glass. Isaiah Hartenstein tried to pick up the second rebound. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. So as I've said, this feels like 2 hours ago, and I'm not kidding you. It was the Knicks in the bonus at the 9:11 mark. It's the Knicks still in the bonus with 43 seconds left to go. in the third quarter, as this third quarter will not end. And I'm not just saying that because the Pistons are losing. I'm saying that because the Knicks have been in the bonus since 9/11 of the third. So Kevin Knox, the ninth pick in the 2018 draft by the New York Knicks, now a member of the Detroit Pistons, as Isaiah Hartenstein makes the first free throw. It puts the Knicks at the century mark. It's 100-81. Hartenstein getting ready for a second free throw. He spent time with the Houston Rockets. He signed a 2-year contract with the Knicks in the offseason, rebounded by Jalen Duren as he splits the pair. And the Pistons got one more possession before the Knicks can shut off the shot clock here in the third. Killian Hayes now. And Kevin Knox is it's a bench unit right now. Hamidou Diallo, 14-footer, missed it all. Hamidou Diallo has looked lost in this game from the free throw line and from inside the paint and from mid-range. Hasn't really got anything going. Shot clock turned off, 10 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Derrick Rose got the ball at the Knicks logo. Derrick Rose now trying to get around Duren. Now this goes back to Emmanuel quickly, gets around Killian Hayes. Chop step, draws the foul on Hayes and scores it! Emmanuel quickly with a difficult and one opportunity, but it doesn't matter. He got around Killian Hayes. He's going to try to make this 103-81 to end the third. And Killian Hayes, again, he was guilty of jumping and leaving his feet, and that's just something that you didn't see a lot with the Pistons. He was able to maintain his relentlessness and his aggressiveness and stay poised and not jump. Just jump when he needed to, when he's not done that in this game. He's been a little undisciplined. So 103-81. It's 1.3 left to go. Maybe baseball pass here for Killian Hayes. Intercepted there, partially picked up by Duren, launching the three, missing it all. So after three, 103-81, Knicks lead, and they're going to look to go to 1-1 on the season. And the Pistons will fall to 1-1 if this result holds. Still going to call the fourth quarter action. Come right back. Appreciate everyone that's kind of bounced in and out of the YouTube and the Colorcast side. As always, again, I mentioned this is going to be not the last one on YouTube. We're going to continue to keep this rolling throughout the season. I'm going to be here on the YouTube side, but on the Colorcast, on the phone side, we're probably going to move to Clubhouse or maybe Twitter Spaces. So on the phone side, it's going to be different. You can follow me at John Ryan Ott. That's at Facebook, at Twitter, at Instagram. I'm trying to keep that all the same, and Clubhouse as well at John Ryan Ott on that side of it. TBU Gunslinger maybe on Instagram if you don't see that, but everything else between Facebook, Twitter, and Clubhouse at John Ryan Ott. Don't know how much longer I'm going to be using Colorcast on the phone side. You'd have to have an iPhone to get clear audio for that, because it's just it turned into an app that was for play-by-play and a meet and greet and things like that into a sports betting app. And there's just not many people on the app anymore.
Is a remarkable paint at an incredible value. It's a painting primer and one that provides a durable finish. A gallon is $19.55 after 11% off at Menards. Save big money in Menards. The NBA is BSCK, meaning everyone everywhere's about to go full. And time for another run. No sleep. It's a repeat. That's more sound. Get some lessons. Yes, we do. This is season 76. I'm 77. Brand new year, same old hope. This is our year.
Nah, this is our year.
What's happening next is happening now. In this game, it's anybody.
Sadiq Bey led all scorers in the third. With a dozen, he has 26 on the night. Bojan Bogdanovic next with 18 for the Pistons. R.J. Barrett with 16 to lead New York. Brunson and Julius Randle each with 15.
I see on the Red Wings side of the first period, the Red Wings are a 2-0 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. So they'll be able to flip over once that game is done. On our side, they're trying to go to 3-0-1 on the season, and that's pretty damn good early. Again, that's with missing Tyler Bertuzzi and Jacob Verona, although I know the schedule has been soft. Let's get back into our official action. So back underneath the official action right now, get the recorder out. It's fourth quarter. It's 103-81 is your score. The Knicks have the lead. Try to get rebounded a couple times by Isaiah Hartenstein and Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin able to save it to Quickly. And then lob to Toppin from Quickly. That was beautiful. 105-81. You can't knock the hustle there, like Jay-Z used to say. My goodness. Right to left across the timeline. Killian Hayes, Kevin Knox, left wing three, missed it all. Rebounded by the Knicks. Outlet pass, right to Toppin. Save it there. Touch pass to Quickly. Oh, and he missed the three. So the Knicks are starting to feel pretty good about themselves right now. As that was some pretty good back and forth. No doubt about it. Corey Joseph to Derrick Rose. Corey Joseph from 16 missed it. Rebounded by Derrick Rose. Outlet pass quickly as the Knicks, they love getting in transition right now. They're feeling confident. They're feeling loose. 107-81 as Obi Toppin gets the lane. Corey Joseph now slowly right to left. Leaves it for Knox. Right wing three. Missed it all. Kevin Knox was wide open. Beautiful tap ahead. Derrick Rose to Toppin. Throws it down. Where has all this excitement been? My goodness, that's been some top highlight plays there for the Knicks. They're enjoying themselves right now against the Pistons. When we come back, we're going to call more of the action. 109-81. Knicks put on a highlight reel to start this fourth. So the Knicks, I mean, even if you're a Pistons fan or whatever else, I woke up my pulse to start the fourth quarter there. Some great work there from Emmanuel Quickly to Toppin to get the lob, top with a couple other lobs from Derrick Rose. Some quick outlet action. They're having fun right now to begin this fourth quarter, and I don't blame them. Again, I appreciate everyone that's bounced in and out between the Pistons and the Knicks in this broadcast. It's a chance for me to look at the local team here tonight. I'm picking up Griffin Cass. He's feeling a little bit under the weather on the color cast side. He was supposed to run play-by-play here tonight. I was going to run color, but I picked up the assignment, get a chance to cover the local team. So we're going to do that and get full game coverage at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com. So as always, everyone that bounces in and out, I humbly appreciate it. And I will see you again once this broadcast is done tomorrow night for a hockey assignment, either between the Avalanche and the Golden Knights or the Flames and the Hurricanes. It's going to be at 10 Eastern.
You know they say, losing hope, that's the real disaster. Last year, Tropical Storm Fred sent a devastating wall of water and debris down this river. And when the waters receded, Belfort was here. Not just to rebuild, but to help restore the life of this community. Belfort, restoring more than property.
109-81 is your score. The Valley Sports Detroit feed is going to bounce back here. 10:36 left to go in the fourth. John out here with you. I'm your play-by-play man from MSG as the Pistons are on the road. Roster connections, a lot of Knicks, a lot of Pistons. Alec Burks, Kevin Knox, Nerlens Noel, Svi Mikhailuk, and Derrick Rose. Knicks GM Scott Perry was Pistons VP of basketball from 2008 to 2012. So there you go. Those are all your timelines in a nutshell, as these teams and these players are used to each other. Kevin Knox, again, I feel like he's going to get some bench time right now, maybe a little bit more as we get back underneath the action. 10:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ivy explodes down the lane and lays it right in, and the Knicks were not really content to try to stay in front of him there. That was a good look there for Jaden Ivey, but it's still 109-83 as the Knicks have the big time lead. There really isn't anything they haven't done well. Lob attempt there for Obi Toppin, trying to get one out of the breakout. Just knocked away at the last moment. Corey Joseph, Ivy, no look pass to Jalen Duran, counted and one. So Duran's going to go to the line and get a chance to try to cut in this deficit. It is 9:59 left to go in the fourth, but it is a 109-85 score. So it seems like that isn't all possible. It seems like the way that the Knicks have played through the strong defense, some good shot making, they've been unselfish. They've done everything that they needed to do. If it wasn't just playing against the Grizzlies a couple nights ago, hell, they could be 2-0 at this point. It's during this is the free throw, and boy, that is a sore subject for the Pistons here tonight. They've left so much lettuce at the line. This could easily be a different game if they knock down some free throws at least. I can't even hesitate to say that. So Rose from Hartenstein gets knocked over on the screen. Rose didn't see that as this goes back to R.J. Barrett. Now, Cam Reddish going to try to let this one go. Knocks it down. 111.85, the floater in from about 12 feet. Picked up by Sadiq Bey now. And now Jaden Ivey across the timeline. Jaden Ivey, right wing side. Pass Isaiah Stewart, top of the key for three. Missed it all. Tried to get saved there by Corey Joseph. Does, and Jalen Duran's all alone. He's just going to dunk that one down. 111.87 is a second chance opportunity there. Good rebound by Corey Joseph. 9:05 left to go in the fourth. Knicks 49-10 bench points. That is something that says it all right now. Even if you're not even watching this game or just listening along. Emmanuel quickly probably should have taken that three as Ivy didn't close out. Instead, Derrick Rose falling away from 18 cans a difficult mid-range jumper. 113.87, the former Piston making it happen right now. And again, the former for a lot of teams right now for Derrick Rose, but he's been good in this contest. Corey Joseph spin-off. Isaiah Stewart again open from the top of the key for three, and he missed it again. Jalen Duran trying to tap it away from Obi Toppin as that gets knocked loose, and this is going to stay, I think, off of the Knicks, so this will stay with the Pistons. 113.87 your score. John out here with you from MSG on the call. Trigger man, Jaden Ivey. Isaiah Stewart's going to launch for top of the key three again, 3 times in a row. This time he's going to knock it down. So he liked the shot. He just wanted some more opportunities. And maybe I will say this, for as much as he got away from it last season, which in his third season he was a little bit better at it, keep casting because a game like this is over. You find your range, find what you're comfortable with. Isaiah Hartenstein misses the three. Ivy probes down the lane near the left wing side, missed it, try to get saved by Duran. Almost does. Here's Emmanuel quickly now. Lob the top and great defense there from Stewart to knock that one away. This will stay with the Knicks, but that was good hustle because Toppin was going to be all alone to dunk that one down. But good hustle back there from Dave Stewart to knock it away. So stays with the Knicks. 19 seconds to go on the shot clock. Knicks have a 113.90 lead, so no panic time really here for the Knicks. They got a 23-point lead. Good look there for Emmanuel quickly. Good design off the inbound for the Knicks to get a wide open look, and maybe just poor defense there by the Pistons, but I feel like I've said that all night. So Jaden Ivey, quick hesitation down the lane, draws the foul. This one will go against the Knicks. 115.90 your score, 7:48 left to go in this final stanza. As long as the Pistons don't make some kind of superhuman comeback, I don't think that's going to happen at this point. It's been all Knicks. They played well, and Tom Thibodeau should be happy between offense, defense, fast break phases, running set plays. It's been really good. So Jaden Ivey got it at the Knicks logo. 7 seconds to work with the shot clock. Double show and go. And that forced Jaden Ivey to kind of take his eyes off the basketball as they poke it away, and it's a turnover. So great defense there by the Knicks to just knock that one away. 115.90, still your score. Knicks basketball. Derrick Rose hustles down the timeline. Going to give to Cam Reddish. Obi Toppin for three. Top of the key. He missed it all the way around the rim and out, but Isaiah Hartenstein gives him another chance for Emmanuel quickly. He missed it. Pistons off to the races. Corey Joseph instead to Hamidou Diallo, and he missed the bunny. So Hamidou Diallo has been ice cold more than Mr. Freeze and more than the North Pole on that side with the Coke and the polar bears that you see during those Christmas commercials. How many analogies can we throw there? He has been a ghost in this game. He's missed free throws, he's missed layups, he's missed threes, twos. Not good. So Triggerman Sadiq Bey, he is the leading scorer here for the Pistons. I believe he's got like 27 points right now. I'll check the official box score when we get a commercial break. Sadiq Bey, not a Cade. You want to make sure right now for the Pistons, no injuries. Isaiah Stewart left wing three. He hit it off the side of the backboard. Jalen Duren missed the layup from 8 feet. Oh my God, Pistons. My goodness here. So Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein now on the right wing side. Picked up now by Derrick Rose. He will back his way near the Knicks logo, near the Agent 3 distance if you're following along on NBA 2K. Instead, works his way to a 16-foot floater, and Jalen Duren cleans up the mess. He's got the bands and the armband around the arm and the headband there. So stepping out of bounds was Sadiq Bey. He can't believe it. He turns it over. 6:36 left to go, and mercifully, this game is almost over for me, and I'm not mad the Knicks are going to take this win. I guess I'm just more mad on the side of lack of defense, lack of play. Pistons were not ready to play tonight, and I think that's the thing if you're a fan of one team or the other that you can't be a fan of when you don't see much effort. Emmanuel Quickly, probing baseline, gets cut off there by Jalen Duren. Now the switch as this goes back to Toppin, and now it's going to be between Isaiah Stewart and Emmanuel Quickly. Who's going to pick up Derrick Rose is the question. Nobody, but he missed it from the top of the key as this gets rebounded by Cade Cunningham. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. John on here with you from MSG. Cade thought about a three, gets it knocked away. We'll pick it back up with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Screen there from Isaiah Stewart. Top of the key three. Fakes it. Gets down the lane. Hook to Jalen Duren and a dunk inside. That was the best offensive play that I've seen from the Pistons all game. As Isaiah Stewart faked a three, he faked a hook, he lobbed it inside to Jalen Duren for the slam. I like the ball movement there. Emmanuel Quickly has it at the Knicks logo. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here's a chance for Cam Reddish. A beautiful up and under attempt, but it was good defense by Isaiah Stewart. He didn't say that too often in this game. Pass tipped from Cade, tried to find Sadiq Bey all alone on the right wing side. Toppin. Here's a chance now. Cam Reddish lets it go, miss it off the front of the rim, and rebounded by Jalen Duren. Here comes Cade Cunningham slowly, right to left across the timeline here for the Pistons, in the blue and the white and red striping. Picked up now by Sadiq, fakes a three. He was open, but it was rebounded there by Cam Reddish. And the Knicks can take their time as the Knicks look over with Emmanuel Quickly and Tom Thibodeau, and he says, yes, let's slow it down and be smart about it. And that's what the Knicks are going to do right now. They have a 23-point lead, 115-92. Reddish from 20. Missed it. That was a tough mid-range with a contest in his face, but they used the clock. Lob inside. Cade. Ivy from Duren. And Ivy's going to go to the line. 6 of 18 are the Knicks shooting in this quarter. 5 of 15 are the Pistons. Again, I'm watching on the Valley Sports Detroit feed here tonight. I'm covering here for Griffin Cass. He was feeling a little bit under the weather on the Knicks side of the broadcast. So we're going to have a chance to get to cover him on Colorcast and show this on YouTube. So I appreciate anyone else that's following along. Hopefully Griffin Cass and I will be able to work together a little bit. Quinnipiac grad for next season here for Griffin. And that'll be cool because he seems like he does a really good job with these basketball broadcasts. And hopefully get a chance to work some color with him as the week goes forward. So first free throw was made by Jaden Ivey. He gets a chance for one more and see if the Pistons can get closer to the century mark before the game clock actually expires. We got 4:39 left to go in this last stanza. It's 115 for the Knicks and 94 for the Pistons as Jaden Ivey makes both free throws. So Emmanuel Quickly going to take his time as he just crosses the timeline just before the 8 seconds, and Tom Thibodeau, that's what he wants right now. Emmanuel Quickly, floater from 12, gets his own offensive rebound back, tries to force it to the contact, and he does draw the foul. So he's going to go to the line to shoot two. That foul is going to go against Jalen Duren. I believe that's going to at least be his fourth or maybe even his fifth at this point with 4:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. So John out here with you from MSG. I've been enjoying this game. I know it's been a little lopsided from here and there. The first two basketball assignments that I've done have been a little lopsided from here and there. But still, it's been fun. Tomorrow is going to be a hockey assignment either with Cooper Hopkins or without. If it's without, it's going to be Golden Knights and Avalanche at 10 p.m. Eastern. But if it is with Cooper Hopkins, it's going to be joined with Carolina Hurricanes and Calgary Flames at 10 p.m. Eastern as well. That will be tomorrow night. So look at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night on the YouTube side for that assignment if you want to follow along. Obi Toppin knocks down the three. It's 118.94 now your score. Cade Cunningham got it at the top of the key. Cade probing inside the lane, falling away from 12, cans the mid-range shot. And that's what I love to see. When Cade puts his head down, tries to get to the rim and doesn't settle for a three, I think that's when he's at his best early. But again, he's just a second-year player. I think Cade's got a lot to offer, and he's going to continue to work on that bag. Cade had to get bumped through a screen of Jalen Brunson, and he made the floater over Cade. Good move there by Jalen Brunson. He knocked down the floater from 18. Here's a chance for Jaden Ivey. Putting his head down, Sadiq Bey extra pass to Cade, right wing three. Missed it off the front of the rim. So Cade's been not been good from distance in that, but when he's got the ball in close, he's been effective. Obi Toppin lays it right in. The red carpet was laid out. The Pistons were happy to let him do it. 122-96. 3:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. When we come back, we should finish off this game or get pretty close to it. Stay tuned. It won't be too long before we get set to close out our broadcast. So before we do that, let's look at the NBA scoreboard. Why don't we? So 105-94. That's the Hawks lead over the Magic. Kind of fell apart in the fourth quarter, it looks like, for Orlando. They've had the lead for most of the game. Looks like the Hawks will take this one and improve to 2-0 on the season. The Nets got a late lead over the Raptors, although it's still close. 197 your score. Celtics and Heat. It's a 102-95 lead for the Celtics with 3:22 left to go in the fourth. Grizzlies Rockets locked into a tight one. Rockets were up by as much as I think 20, and the Grizzlies came all the way back. It's a 3-point lead for Memphis, 95-92. Jazz and Timberwolves. Jazz have come storming back in the second half just to start. It's 87-85. Final score, Wizards got the 2-point win over the Bulls, 102-100. That's your only final right now in the NBA. On the Major League Baseball side, let's take a look at it. Bottom six, Philadelphia Phillies got the 3-2 lead, and they're at bat with 2 outs. It's going to move to the seventh here pretty quickly. Again, I know I said this many times throughout the YouTube side. I humbly appreciate anyone that's followed along in and out between the YouTube side and the ColorCast side. It's been very busy here tonight, and I'm surprised. It's just a local broadcast here between the Knicks and the Pistons on the Valley Sports Detroit side. But again, as always, guys, I appreciate you following along. Make sure you catch me tomorrow at 10 if you want to for a hockey assignment. It's either going to be Golden Knights Avalanche or Flames and the Carolina Hurricanes. So that should be a fun one tomorrow night at 10 Eastern if you want to follow along. So that'll be on YouTube and on the, I believe, let me look at it again to make sure I get the name right of it, Clubhouse side or Twitter Spaces side for the radio feed. But YouTube, as always, per usual, for tomorrow night at 10, either between the Golden Knights and Avalanche or the Flames and Hurricanes. I'll either be joined by Cooper Hopkins or I'll be doing that one solo. If I am joined by Cooper Hopkins, we'll be covering Flames and Hurricanes. And I'll be doing the play-by-play, and I'll be doing the color. So we have a few minutes left to go in our official contest of the night. 122-96 is the lead for the New York Knicks. 3:05 left to go in the fourth. So back in the official action right now, I got a little bit ahead of myself as far as the ESPN box score. But that is still your score. There's a chance now for jumper for, I believe that was Corey Joseph, knocked that one down, 102-98, 3 minutes left to go officially now, as I've gotten all my bearings straight. 102-98 your score. Knicks are going to have the lead. They're going to improve to 1-1 in the season. The Pistons will fall to 1-1. They're going to win over the Magic, but they got blown out by the Knicks. And the Knicks on Wednesday night on the ESPN Open just barely lost to the Grizzlies in OT, so they could be 2-0 to start the year and feeling pretty good. So Emmanuel quickly step back, hits the three, knocks it down. 125-98. Pistons trying to get to the century mark. Here's another chance for Corey Joseph. feeling pretty good about himself again. Knocks it down. 125-101. Pistons hit the century mark, but they're going to lose this game. 15 of 34 are the Knicks shooting threes. That's been pretty good. 9 of 33 are the Pistons. That's not so good. On the other side, Obi Toppin, half spin, trying to leave it there as they're getting some garbage time in here for the Knicks. Picked up now by Ronnie Magruder. He's going to launch the three. He's going to miss it. He made his last couple. That was Ronnie Magruder, not Corey Joseph. Excuse me. I made the last couple. Lob inside. R.J. Barrett, as easy as you like. They just beat the Pistons right down the floor. 127-101. $1.50 left to go in this contest. The Knicks are going to take this one and improve to 1-1. Stolen there momentarily, but a foul was called. As this was good, quick hands. And again, I think it's a situation where if you're Tom Thibodeau, you feel pretty good about what you saw here tonight. Again, I think he has to feel pretty good about what he saw on Wednesday with the effort against the Memphis Grizzlies when it was on ESPN. Good active hands, good offense, good defense. And if you're the Pistons, it's a quick turnaround. You got to go back home to LCA to take on the Pacers, I believe, tomorrow night. I'll get that officially correct in the game story at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com. And look at this. Hamidou Diallo actually made a free throw. He's now 1 of 6. Pistons a little bit of stunned faces right now. Not too happy with the way that they played. That's what I see right now. The faces are pretty stonewalled, as you would expect. Not too much laughing and joking. Hamidou Diallo, 2 of 7 from the line. Again, they're showing all the Pistons faces right now. They just kind of got dissected here tonight. That does happen, but again, the Knicks played well. Emmanuel quickly for 3 again toward the right wing side, rebounded by Hamidou Diallo. Maybe if I'm Dwayne Casey on the back-to-back, I want to see more time for Hamidou Diallo as he goes between the legs. No, he wasn't sharp tonight, but he is one of those ones that can bring the high-octane energy and hustle. Killian Hayes, right wing 3, missed it all. Rebounded there by Jalen Duren. Tries to hook and hit it from 10, missed it, and rebounded there by the Knicks. Knicks will get this one to Emmanuel quickly now across the timeline. Thought about it there with a couple extra passes, and a couple of the bench units are out right now here for the Knicks right now as they're going all the way through. This is Svi Mikhailuk from Kansas and former Piston as he knocks it down. So apologies if I don't get all the names over the last minute because we are emptying deep into the bench. We're at the 12-13 man rotation. As Svi Mikhailuk knocks that one down for the Knicks. 57 seconds left to go in this contest. It's a 130-103 lead as the Knicks will take this one home. Local score here to report that the Detroit Red Wings lead is now cut down to 2-1 as the Chicago Blackhawks scored. Larkin and Suter are your goal scorers. Larkin and Pugh Suter. And in the first, it's 0-0 between the Avalanche and the Seattle Kraken. Seattle Kraken, or the Colorado Avalanche, I will say, will have a back-to-back with the Golden Knights tomorrow. Buddy Boeheim also checks in because he's going to get 57 seconds of garbage time, as they say, as Jalen Duren will check out. Another missed free throw for the Pistons that will be part of the game story. You best believe that. As this goes back, Steve Mikhailuk will make the pass across. Try to pick it up now. Here's a chance for a 3 off the front of the rim for Derrick Rose. A couple more possessions, and we'll close this out officially. Sadiq Bey tried to go all the way down the rim, and this was Arcidiacono, actually. I got the last name correctly, but I forgot the first name for Arcidiacono. He's going to get called for the charge, and this is going to stay with the Pistons. And this is going to be a couple of free throws here for Braxton Key. Braxton Key has spent some time with, let's see if I can get this right, the Motor City Cruise and the Grand Rapids Gold, the two Pistons affiliates. I know the Motor City Cruise is the Pistons affiliate officially, and the Grand Rapids Gold doesn't play too far away from that as Braxton Key knocks down both of these. 130-106 is your score. Knicks going to try to just dribble away this last possession, get all the way down the lane, miss the lane, and mercifully there's going to be a few more free throws here, so we're not just going to let this slide. You want to get some of these other guys to be able to get some points and feel good about themselves, and then the Knicks should. Their bench has made the difference. It was the biggest story of this game is the Knicks bench points. As you get a look at Miles McBride on the TV feed, 22 years of age, 6'1", 195 out of West Virginia. This is the first free throw. The Knicks bench points are above 50, plus 50. I would definitely say that. That's just offhand. as Bojan Bogdanovic, they let him just rest the majority of this second half. I don't doubt about that because you want to make sure that he is healthy and ready to go against the Pacers. Because Pistons could, with the quick turnaround, go 2-1 against the Pacers, no doubt about it. Ronnie Magruder trying to put his head down, go to Killian Hayes. Here's a chance now. Braxton Key lets it go, misses off the top to keep the three, and that is going to do it. That should end it. 130-106 will be your final score as the Knicks will dribble this one out. So full coverage and story to follow. hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com. I appreciate anyone else that followed along. I'll get the story written and I will be back tomorrow on the Clubhouse side of the radio feed and YouTube as always, either for Avalanche Golden Knights or Flames and Hurricanes with Cooper Hopkins. We'll see you at 10 p.m. Eastern. Talk to you soon. Peace.
These favors on the mark from an offensive standpoint. We wonder what